The pregame show rolls on as we get set for East Chicago New Prairie here in the regional. Joined alongside by the head coach for the East Chicago Central Cardinals, Stacey Adams. Coach Adams, thanks so much for your time. Let's talk about tonight's matchup. It's the first time in history that East Chicago has made it to the regional in football. Tell us what the mood is in the locker room for the entire team.
We're excited to be in the regionals right now. We've done something that we haven't not done before here at East Chicago Central. We're very happy to be here, and hopefully we have the same outcome tonight as well.
Well, a tale of two different teams, one a prolific offense in your East Chicago Central Cardinals and one in a stifling defense in New Prairie. Tell us about what you guys have been doing in preparation to get ready for the Russ Radke-led tough New Prairie defense.
Well, you know, his defenses have done a lot of great things, and they've only given up 5 points a game. And our goal is to, you know, just go out there and do the best we can. And we do know the game we won and lost in offensive and defensive line today. So if we go out there and successful in our offensive and defensive line, good things could happen.
You've done a really good job in terms of maintaining and managing the players. It's a veteran-laden club with your Chicago Central Cardinals. You know, tell us about their mindset and their mentality heading into tonight's matchup, knowing that, you know, them hosting a regional game, there's a lot of eyes and ears, and there's a lot of attention on tonight's matchup.
Yes, it's a good matchup, and I think that it's great for the whole community as well. You know, we thought we had a great showing last week, but I think our showing this week will be even better. We were looking for great things from our kids and everybody to come out. We're going to put on a show for them.
Defensively, you have to contend with Russ Radke, obviously formerly of Griffith, in his second year at the helm at New Prairie. He leads his New Prairie Cougars. They run the wishbowl offense. What defensively have you really been working on in preparation for the New Prairie, their running attack?
You know, this week our defense went against the ball, didn't have a football in practice. As you know, the triple option is 3 plays in 1. That's why they call it triple option. Fullback can have it, quarterback can have it, or the tailback can have it. So we figure if we take the ball out and we tackle each of those 3 guys every play in practice, we should have success, and that's what their job is tonight, tackle everybody that move.
In order to move on to semi-state, what does East Chicago have to do tonight?
Don't turn the ball over.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck. We look forward to talking to you after the contest.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Head coach Stacey Adams joining us as we resume with our Cardinal postgame show. East Chicago and New Prairie, the regional here at Pete Rosinski Field, comes your way in only moments.
Hi, I'm Nautica Watson.
And I'm Nina Rosa.
And you're at the Central Regional.
Woo!
Stay tuned, it's about to be a great game. EC Cardinals all the way to state.
We are with now the head coach of New Prairie, Russ Radke, who is making his return back to the region, formerly the head coach at Griffith, now in his second year at the helm of the New Prairie Cougars, who are undefeated, 12-0, number 3 in the state in Class 4A. Coach Radke, thanks so much for your time. Let's talk about your return to the region. Tell us about what your thoughts are and your emotions are heading into this matchup against East Chicago in the regional.
Well, it's a regional ball game, and it doesn't matter if we're playing anywhere in the state. It's going to be an excitement. Of course, it's fun coming back home here. We know what the situations will be and the type of players we're going against, and I think it's going to be a very exciting ball game on both sides.
Let's discuss the high-powered offense of East Chicago. You guys have been holding teams to under 5 points per contest and have shut out teams 5 games in a row. Let's discuss the high prolific offense of East Chicago. They have gained over 26 points a game in their last 5 matchups.
You got me scared to death now.
I mean, I'm sure you did your homework and get ready to go.
You're right, exactly right. I mean, East Chicago's done what they have done to make themselves better throughout the year, and it's the time when you got to be hot. And right now, in the last 4 or 5 ball games, they've really been putting it to it, and they know where they have to, what they have to do with their type of offense that they run. We cannot try to do anything specific to try to stop any individual. We got to play basic, try to keep them in front of us. Back up, bend near the goal line, try to do the best we can, and realize that we're going to get the ball after if they score.
Playing on the road, you guys traveled well. There are a lot of people that have made their way from New Prairie, but is it important to get out to a quick start tonight?
Well, we've had a lot of games on the road this year. I mean, I think this is our 9th one. So we're used to this situation. But, no, I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just gain field position, try to maintain the ball, and feel each other out and see exactly what it's going to be. We get in the second quarter, then we'll decide exactly what's going to happen.
Finally, offensively, what are some things that you feel you need to do in order to, you know, East Chicago has a bend, don't break attitude when it comes to the defensive side of the ball?
About the same thing I said we're going to do too, you know, exactly right. You're going to have to really control those 2 inside linebackers, make sure that the assignment football is what we're realizing they're in, and come up with a mode that fits. And again, if you get too anxious and try to do things too early, it could really hurt you by the second or third quarter. We want to be secure by the second and third quarter, and I think both teams will settle in and really give us a great great game after that first quarter.
So knockdown drag-out battle tonight?
Well, it's going to be fun. That's all I know. I'm just hoping the kids enjoy it, and the people that are here are going to really have some exciting things to watch.
Coach Radke, thanks so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Head coach of New Prairie, Russ Radke, joining us as we get set for East Chicago and New Prairie in the regional here at Pete Racinski Field in East Chicago.
Chicago, I'm here with the new AV director for the Cardinals. We're on the street. Thank you for all the hard work, the dedication. The thing that humbled me all this week, we went around, we talked to the businesses, we told them about community pride and spirit, and we asked the businesses to light up the marquees with Good Luck Cardinals. Everybody bought into it, just a sense of camaraderie, the spirit. Everybody get it. You can see the bleachers full. I think people feel something special in the air, and everybody is sucking it in, and I'm full of it myself. So Good Luck Cardinals, you're in our heart always. So go Cardinals!
That's right. All right.
Let me say a few things, okay? No, first of all, yeah, I mean, like Mary was saying, I want to thank, the community for coming out and supporting us. I want to thank the community for, the signage, for just being part of history. You know what I'm saying? It's great to see New Prairie here. Thank you, for coming out and visiting. It's great to see our fans here. It's great to see East Chicago shining today. A lot of great things going on. Great coaches, great athletes, great administrators, great people, great everybody. Great. It's just nice to see East Chicago shine. It's nice to see some great student athletes out here. And, thanks ECTV for coming out, okay?
And I want to say something as well. All I want to say is congratulations to the Cardinals, and history going to be made today with three good men standing by each other.
Witnessing history.
Witnessing history. Good luck, Cardinals, and we got ways to go, and we're going to make it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is so exciting for the town and for the kids and for the coaches and everybody involved. Good luck tonight.
This is a historic game. I'm excited. EC has been fired up all week. The school's a buzz, and everyone supports our boys. Good luck, Cardinals.
How you doing? My name is Keon Brown, head football captain of the East Chicago Central High School football team. It's just a great experience to be out here, man. Never thought we'd get this far. We're underdogs to everybody else, but I got confidence in my team. We're going to come out with the victory.
You just heard from head coach from the New Prairie Cougars, Russ Radke. For our eye on the enemy, New Prairie's ready to go. They're focused. They're determined. They want to come in to East Chicago and take home a victory. As Russ Radke mentioned, they've played 9 road games, so playing on the road and playing in hostile territory is no stranger to the Cougars for East Chicago. They love playing here in their building, and they look to defend their home field here tonight against New Prairie. Coming up, we have the opening kickoff as we get set for the regional between East Chicago and New Prairie. Can East Chicago continue their Cinderella season, or will New Prairie remain undefeated?
It looks like it.
Go Cardinals. I mean, we're here. We were in Hammond last week, and we're here again following them and, just encouraging them. Let's go on. Let's take state championship.
Pretty cool tactic. See that tactic?
What's up?
That's a pretty cool tactic. Just walk out there like an army. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
And look at that.
It's like almost scary. I like it.
Well, they're very calm. It's a calm demeanor. It's a calm demeanor. They don't seem like they have this nervous energy whatsoever. You can tell our guys are fired up, but they can use that. They have to jump on them early. They jump on them early then, but.
Can we stay up here?
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chicago Central High School Pete Brzezinski football field, home of your Chicago Central High School Cardinals. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language and disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy the game. If there are any questions that arise, our on-site administrator is Athletic Director Mr. Trino Cavazos and Principal Ms. Lydia Jagger. I'd like to remind everyone also that in regional action, no signs, poster boards, or no horns are allowed. See who won the kick? Got the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, EC will receive the kick. On offense, East Chicago, right tackle Christian Guerrero, right guard D'Angelo Gonzalez, center Tymetrius Fields, left guard Keon Brown, left tackle Denzel Thurton, tight end Kenny Clark, wide receiver Martavius Carter, wide receiver Traquan Burnett, quarterback Carlos Fernandez, fullback Juan Sepulveda, and tailback Anthony Hunt. Your Cardinals are coached by head coach Stacy Adams, assisted by Ben Faulkner, Hank Killander, Colin McCullough, Maurice Phillips, and Judah Parks. Your New Prairie defensive starters. Defensive end, Derek Fugohawk. Defensive tackle, Jared Cecil. Defensive tackle, Christopher Boyd. Defensive end, Eli Taylor. Linebacker, Gage Mazurski. Linebacker, Ryan Citron. Linebacker, Todd Sutter. Defensive back, Colin Szymanski. Defensive back, Sam Scott. Defensive back, Tyler Wheeler. And defensive back, Luke Ketterer. Ladies and gentlemen, your officials for tonight's ball game. Head referee, Trent Johnson. Head lineman, Jim Marshall. Line judge, Mike DuBois. Umpire, Dave Mecklenburg. Back judge, Tony Gregg. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I ask everyone to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, get through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, of the free, and the whole of
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem song is singing by East Chicago.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go as we get set for East Chicago and New Prairie here at Pete Brzezinski Field. It is great to be with all of you here at a glorious venue. We get set for kickoff here at Pete Brzezinski Field. East Chicago with a record of 10-2. New Prairie undefeated, ranked number 3 in the state with a record of 12-0. As East Chicago will receive the football, temperature at kickoff is 48 degrees. A slight chance of rain, overcast, expected to get a low of about 40 degrees. New Prairie is going to kick it off. New Prairie wearing the road white with the navy trim. East Chicago wearing the home navy with the white helmets. The kick is up end over end, and we are underway as East Chicago will return it. That be number 20. He has the ball, and he breaks a tackle, and he is upended by a nice return for East Chicago. Martavius Carter gets upended by New Prairie, and East Chicago will take over, leading the charge on the offense. Number 13, a senior, Carlos Fernandez, the starting running back for East Chicago is Anthony Hunt. Also wide receivers Martavius Carter and also Traquan Burnett. East Chicago in the shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers set at the top. We have Burnett and also Martavius Carter, and the run inside, right up the middle, and a nice run. Anthony Hunt, a pickup of 7, second down and 3 for East Chicago. 11:30 to go in the first quarter of the regional. East Chicago is at the 21-yard line. 2 wide receivers set for the Cardinals, still with Anthony Hunt in the backfield. And they run the ball over the tackle, and Anthony Hunt gets a first down and more as he squirts across a pickup of 4.
First down, Cardinals!
As you hear Mr. David Lade with a first down for East Chicago. 2 plays, 11 yards, compliments of Anthony Hunt.
Hey guys, I'm so proud of you. I've known so many
The
years since
senior
freshman
tailback.
year. 7th grade and 4th grade, it's your time to shine. You got this.
East Chicago, known as a prolific passing team, looking to run the football and set the tone on New Prairie, who waited 5 games, post-team shutouts. And now a toss to Anthony Hunt, nice sweep, and he gets tackled, walloped by number 4. And you can hear the fans from New Prairie voice their appreciation. Tackle made by number 14, Todd Sutter, with the tackle. 1 yard loss, second down and 11, as the ball is now at the 24-yard line of East Chicago. Head coach Stacy Adams in his 4th year at the helm, along with Ben Faulkner, Hank Highlander, Colin McCullough, and Maurice Phillips. Shotgun formation for Fernandez, back to pass Fernandez. He'll step up in the pocket, he's gonna take off. He's now at the 30, squirts across at the 35. Now he gets to the 40, still a stiff arm, and he goes out of bounds on the near side. That's a first down for East Chicago. A pickup of about 18 for Carlos Fernandez. Nice job by the quarterback to be able to find that opening. Carlos Fernandez doing a nice job of seeing the opening, and that was a pickup of 19 on the play for Carlos Fernandez. Shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers set for the Cardinals. As Fernandez is in the shotgun formation, Anthony Hunt was in motion, but that is a false start against East Chicago. 5-yard penalty that'll back them up to the 38-yard line. Under 10 minutes to play. We are barely 2 minutes in to this regional matchup. A capacity crowd here at Pete Racinski Field. A lot of fans that have come from New Prairie and also East Chicago has come out to support their own. And East Chicago has to avoid and not beat themselves, especially in the early going. They have to evade the jitters, and you can tell that they're very excited. They're looking forward to come out and try to make a statement. 5 wide receiver set for Carlos Fernandez. Back to passes Fernandez. Fernandez is going to step up in the pocket. He better do something. He launches it deep. It's for Burnett, and Burnett has it. He's at the 15, 10-5, touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Traquan Burnett, as that was a 62-yard touchdown pass. Fernandez to Burnett. The Cardinals are on top early, 6-0. Holy cow. Unbelievable hook of Fernandez to Burnett, and Traquan Burnett is being Mr. Friday Night. Unbelievable. What a touchdown pass from Fernandez to Burnett, and that Cardinals' prolific passing attack has struck first. On for the extra point, and now we have a false start. Daniel Flores on to kick the extra point. My goodness. We are, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the month of November, and we have seen fireworks here. What a catch by Traquan Burnett. We're going to take a look at that replay after this extra point, as Flores is on to kick the extra point. The snap is down, it is up, and it is wide to the right. East Chicago has a 6-0 lead. Let's take a look at that replay. As you will see here, Carlos Fernandez decides to step back into the pocket, then he steps up into the pocket as a rusher starts to come from New Prairie, finds Traquan Burnett on the near sideline. Burnett then turns on the Jets and gets into the end zone. 4-6. East Chicago leads 6-0. My goodness, what a play so far. East Chicago leading 6-0 over New Prairie, and that was so key, as looking forward to what happens in the 9:48 to go in the first quarter. Great to be with all of you here at Pete Rosinski Field, as now New Prairie will have the onus on them to see if they can go down and answer with a score of their own. East Chicago now defensively, you better believe that they are excited and fired up to come out and live up to the hype that the offense was able to display just moments ago. And a squib kick as New Prairie gets the ball. They're going to have a good field position. That is recovered, and now 57 gets across to the 45. That was a nice return by Daniel Sanal, who's a 5'11" linebacker. And now East Chicago will have to defend a short field. New Prairie, led by number 5, their quarterback, Zach Brazel. Russ Radke and company with the triple option. A sideline violation against East Chicago that was mentioned by the officials. 1st and 10 for New Prairie, ball at the 45-yard line. They are at the own 45-yard line as Zach Brazel will take over for New Prairie. And the run, number 46, Wade Young with the run. He gets Wade Young with the run up the middle. That is a gain of 20. A gain of 10, beg your pardon. As Wade Young gets a first down, and now New Prairie is on the run again. 9:20 to go in the first quarter. East Chicago leading 6-0. Brazel will now give the ball to number 2, Weller, with the run around the left side.
Number two is Tyler Weller.
And Tyler Weller, and that is a gain of 7 for Weller. Tyler Weller with the 6-yard run. New Prairie running the offense. Well, East Chicago trying to find a way to correct their defensive mishap. And now in motion, they will give the ball now. Looking to see who gets the ball. I believe that is the fullback.
46, Wade Young. The ball
Wade
carry.
Young with the carry.
Number 6, Anthony
He
Hunt.
gets a first down
Like
for the Cougars.
Just short of the first down, brings up third
Well, East
down.
Chicago had success against the Gary Westside Cougars. Can they do the same and go 2-0 against Cougars? This time, New Prairie leading the attack right now. 3rd down and 1 from the 37-yard line. 8:12 to go in the first quarter. East Chicago leading 6-0 with Zach Brazel leading the offense for the Cougars. And now the run is going to, I believe that is Wade Young.
46, Wade Young.
Wade Young gets the carry again.
Let's start to 31.
And that is officially a first down.
Cougars stop made by 43, Patrick Shaw.
That is a gain of about 3 for Wade Young. That was Wade Young's 3rd or 4th carry in the early going. East Chicago is still trying to solve the mystery. That is the triple option. And now in the wishbone now is, they give the ball now around, and that is Wade Young. Wade Young gains 25.
He takes it inside of the 10.
And Wade Young bursts the speed right there, and the offensive linemen from New Prairie certainly having an effect on the East Chicago Central Cardinals. That front four, that front five, and now they give the ball now. The run is to Brazel. He keeps it himself. He gets tackled. The tackle made for East Chicago by a slew of defenders. Most notably, Jason Stewart making the stop. 2nd down and 4. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. New Prairie trailing 6-0. Now they will give the ball to Wade Young, and Wade Young appears to be in the end zone or close to it.
46, Wade Young, the ball carrier.
Wade Young gains about 2.
Go EC, baby. Represent. There we go.
3rd down and goal for New Prairie. And they are within, they are at the 1-yard line. New Prairie looking to punch it in. Zach Brazel, and they give the ball to Brazel. Brazel's in there, and this one is a touchdown. East Chicago strikes with their prolific passing attack. New Prairie comes right back to do what they do best as they punch it in. Wade Young with the 1-yard touchdown. This game is tied now. It comes on Colin Zymanski. Can he put New Prairie on top with an extra point? Colin Zymanski looking to, he can give New Prairie the lead, and the kick is up, and it is good. Right through the uprights. Colin Zymanski with the extra point as New Prairie has taken the lead 7-6. With 6:31 to go in the first quarter, East Chicago trails by a point. As we look at what has just happened within about 5.5 minutes in, East Chicago has done what they are so eloquent on and what they have, their MO. They're a deep passing attack as Fernandez found Traquan Burnett on a 62-yard touchdown pass, but then New Prairie, who had the ball at the 45-yard line, drove it 55 yards, punching it in, all runs, none of them passes. A 1-yard run for Wade Young. Now East Chicago looking to respond. Can they do so here at Pete Racinski Field before a jam-packed, sold-out crowd here at Pete Racinski Field? The kick is up. Zymanski, and that is in the end zone for a touchback.
Zymanski's kick goes through the end zone at the touchback. Cardinals take over 13-10 from the 10-yard line.
We'll get it back.
And now East Chicago will take over from their own 20-yard line. East Chicago, 6:31 to play first quarter. As Fernandez in the backfield, Anthony Hunt. Martavius Carter, beg your pardon, is in the backfield, and Martavius Carter gets a gain of about 5.
Takes it across the 25.
A gain of 5 for Martavius Carter.
Sam Scott on the stop.
Anthony Hunt and Martavius Carter, the 1-2 combination in the backfield for East Chicago. Martavius Carter still in the backfield. 2nd down and 3. That was a gain of 7 for East Chicago. They give the ball to Martavius Carter. Martavius Carter's wrapped up, and he is dropped. Leading the attack there for New Prairie Number 14, Todd Sutter,
3-yard loss.
on the tackle, the linebacker for the Cougars. And now a big third down coming up for East Chicago with 5:40 to play in the first quarter. East Chicago trailing by 1, 7-6, third down and 7 from their own 23-yard line. East Chicago now has a 5 wide receiver set. Fernandez back there. Fernandez in the shotgun formation, back to pass. He is getting caught, and that one is poked away by number 24, Ryan Citron. And now East Chicago must come on now and punt the football, as Newberry has made East Chicago go 3 and out. With 5:16 to go in the first quarter, East Chicago trails by a point, 7-6. Now East Chicago waiting now for Newberry, Tyler Weller, and also Sam Scott. On the punt for East Chicago, Martavius Carter. Martavius Carter, multi-talented, plays offense and defense along with punting the football. And he bobbles the punt, and now he's going to keep it. Martavius Carter, the 20, and does he have the first down? I believe he is short. But now we have a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. They're saying turnover on downs, and it's going to Newberry. However, what is the flag? I believe it may be going against Newberry. Martavius Carter bobbled the ball, elected to run it. And I believe Stacey Adams is saying it's against them. He bobbled the ball, did Martavius Carter. Personal foul against East Chicago. Oh my, that hurts East Chicago.
Personal foul penalties against the Cardinals.
And now this is a bad spot for East Chicago. And a personal foul against the Cardinals. And now Newberry will take over deep in East Chicago territory at the 14-yard line. So half a distance to the goal. Personal foul, I believe, helmet-to-helmet hit. And now Newberry is going to take over with Zach Brazel. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Deep in East Chicago territory, Brazel gives the ball underneath, and now it's Weller. Weller gets stopped. He is wrapped up and dropped by Anthony Hunt for East Chicago. It's a gain of 2 at best.
Fell forward for 2 yards, second down.
Second down and 8 from the 12-yard line. Newberry with a turnover on downs after stopping Martavius Carter from that bobbled punt, which he ran, and then subsequently a personal foul, 4:40 to go. Second down and 8 for Zach Brazel. And now they will give the ball to Hunt. Hunt now gets in there, and he continues to get to the end zone. 12-yard touchdown run for Wade Young. And Newberry with back-to-back scores, compliments of Wade Young. And the lead is 7, 13-6. Newberry on top of East Chicago. Now Zymanski looking to add the extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up, it is in. And now Newberry holds a 14-6 lead with 4:29 to play in the first quarter. Costly penalties and a costly turnover hurting East Chicago as they've given Newberry a short field to work with. Right now, East Chicago needs to respond with the big play. It's still early enough in this ball game, but they can't get down by too much. And right now, you could hear and you could feel the energy of Newberry as they are up, they are jacked. They haven't been to a semi-state in almost a decade, dating back to 2004. East Chicago, this is the furthest they've gotten in regards to football.
Kick goes to the end zone. Touchback. Cardinals take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 29 seconds.
And now East Chicago, they have got to respond now without question as they trail 14-6. Now East Chicago, they toss the ball now to Martavius Carter. Carter tries to hurdle a couple of defenders, and he gets back, I believe, only a gain of 1 or 2 as he's gobbled up by a handful of New Prairie defenders, including Ian Saylor, the 5'11" senior defensive lineman. 2nd down and 8, a gain of 2 from Martavius Carter. 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. East Chicago trails by 8, 14-6. And now in the shotgun formation is Fernandez. And right now we have a timeout for Stacey Adams and the East Chicago Central Cardinals. They want to talk it over. As you can see, getting ready to come back into the game is Anthony Hunt. Stacey Adams wants to talk it over. He talked about it before the game. Stacey Adams was very clear to us, saying that in order for East Chicago to win this game, they must avoid turnovers. And although they haven't give it up or had an interception, they did have the turnover on downs from Martavius Carter. They did allow New Prairie to take over on their first touchdown drive on a short field, which made them only go 55 yards. So East Chicago's got to be able to find a way to turn the tide and get this contest back in their favor. And right now you can see Stacey Adams, Hank Kylander, Ben Faulkner, Colin McCullum, Maurice Phillips talking with the entire team. Also want to thank Jay Novak and also David Bork helping us out today with some stats and research. Greatly appreciate Jay Novak and David Bork with helping us out statistically, providing us with some crucial information here tonight. Being a part of the ECTV staff. Also the camera reviews being brought to you by Steve Segura. Miguel Cisneros, 2nd down and 8. Ball from their own 22-yard line, 3:51 to play. Back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez stepping up. He is out of the pocket now. He gets around the edge at the 30-yard line, spin. But now we have a flag on the play. I believe we're going to get a holding call coming up on Juan Sepulveda. Sepulveda on the hold, and that's going to back East Chicago up another 10 yards. And Fernandez got around the edge, and it looked like he was at the 30-yard line, but Sepulveda, with the hold or the illegal block in the back, couldn't tell from our broadcast position. Still, it's going to back up East Chicago as that ball is going back. My goodness, you don't want it to go back that far. That is a penalty that will back up East Chicago to their own 14-yard line. And now they have to drive 86 yards. 2nd down and 16 from their own 14-yard line as New Prairie now gets to pin their ears back and go to town on the East Chicago passing attack of Carlos Fernandez. Fernandez, 5 wide receiver set, back to passes Fernandez. He'll step up into the pocket, and now he is pressure, and he gets sacked by a slew of New Prairie defenders, including Ryan Citron, the 5'11" senior linebacker. Citron can do it all. Knocked away a crucial 3rd down pass that Fernandez missed to conclude the Cardinals' previous drive, or at least send it to 4th down, and now he comes up with a big sack. And now East Chicago has 3rd and a mile. 3rd down and 22 from their own 8-yard line with 2:50 to go in the first quarter, 14-6. New Prairie holding an 8-point lead. East Chicago's got to get something. They cannot give New Prairie a short field. Right now, Fernandez, 5 wide receivers said he's got to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Back to pass now. And now he'll throw it up, and that ball is almost intercepted. As right there, we saw the kicker, Zymanski, who was reading the eyes of Fernandez. The pass was intended for Deontay Rush. And you could tell that Zymanski had his eyes written all over it. He was probably thinking 6 before the ball went right through his hands. And right now, East Chicago needs to get a quality punt from Martavius Carter. The last punt, as we mentioned, turnover on downs because he bobbled it. And the offensive line for East Chicago is certainly being tested and not doing well so far in the early going. The punt is up. It's a decent punt. Will it take an East Chicago bounce? It will not, as the ball is down at the 44-yard line. A punt of 44 yards, and now New Prairie once again will take over with a short field. All they have to do is go 45 yards as the trainer talking with number 13, Carlos Fernandez, trying to give him some words of encouragement. Right now, New Prairie gets to go at it yet again. My goodness, I know that they are wearing New Prairie colors, but this reminds me of the Griffith Panther teams that Russ Radke used to command, especially the 1997 state champion Griffith Panthers. East Chicago's hoping that it doesn't get that far, but right now it is certainly looking like Russ Radke has his eyes set at least on the semi-state. And now they will give the ball a nice run around the edge. He has stopped the run by Tyler Weller, again minimally. Tackle made by number 23, Juan Sepulveda. And you know Sepulveda wants to make a big play with the holding call that happened, which drove East Chicago back. 2 minutes to play the first quarter, 14-6 in favor of New Prairie. As the Cougars now, it is 2nd down and 8 for New Prairie. Brazel now will give the ball to Wade Young. The run is minimal for Young. Rayshawn Williams with the tackle. 3rd down coming up. This is a critical 3rd down for Stacy Adams' defense, as they have got to be able to stop this New Prairie rushing attack. 3rd down and 3. This is a very manageable 3rd down for New Prairie. Zach Brazel under center. Brazel will give the ball to Young, and Young is stopped. It seems like, does he have it? And I don't know. It may be short. Young and making the tackle. Coming up big, Anthony Hunt. You know he is jacked. He's excited. 4th down and 1, and if this is the Russ Radke that I know, he's going to go for it and some. If it was 4th down and 4, he'd go for it. 50 seconds to go, 4th down and 1. It's a critical 4th down. Zach Brazel under center for New Prairie. Now they're trying to get East Chicago and maybe jump off sides. I believe a change in it, the play. And right now they give the ball, and it seems like Brazel, does he have it? He has it. That was second effort. And the second effort allowed Brazel to get it as he gains. Brazel gains 9 yards on the play. He was stopped short of the 1st down, but the pile kept on moving. It was like butter. He kept on churning his legs. Brazel with the 1st down and 10 from the East Chicago 28-yard line, and now New Prairie continues their attack, and they give the ball to Young, and Young has some space. Young gets tackled, but not before he gains 13 on the play. And that'll conclude the first quarter. At the end of one, it doesn't look so good for East Chicago. They trail 14-6 with New Prairie on the run yet again. 14-6 at the end of one. New Prairie holding an 8-point lead over the East Chicago Central Cardinals deep into East Chicago territory. We'll come back with the second quarter here on ECTV. Can't stop the run and dumb penalties.
They know which kid has the ball half the time.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything fancy.
No. What's up? 71 yards. On how many carries? 10. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Farmers, we believe in smarter coverage because the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Find your local agent at 888-96 Farmers. We are insurance. We are Farmers. Farmers Insurance is the proud sponsor of Indiana High School Athletic Association. See how your knowledgeable local Farmers agent can save you money. Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com. We are Farmers.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Back to action here at East Chicago Central High School as New Prairie going right to left now. They are on the run, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. They lead 14-6 as we are just about to begin the second quarter. And they give the ball now a run, and that is a touchdown. A Tyler Weller with an 18-yard touchdown run, almost untouched. And right now, New Prairie is on top by 2 touchdowns, 20-6. Right now, East Chicago has to find a way to circle the wagons. What a run by Tyler Weller with the 18-yard touchdown scamper, the 5'9" junior tailback. And now Zymanski will come on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good, no problem. 11:54 to go. New Prairie holds a 21-6 advantage over East Chicago. East Chicago's got to do something. They are down early. This is exactly what they wanted to avoid early in the game, but it is a strong offensive line for New Prairie. It's no surprise that Russ Radke has an overall record of 311 and 122 in 37 years of coaching high school football in the state of Indiana. They are going to grind this football out with their running attack. They have fundamentals when it comes to the offensive line, and this is all New Prairie so far, with the exception of a big play by East Chicago. That 62-yard touchdown strike from Fernandez to Traquan Burnett early in the first quarter. It has been all New Prairie. But now the question is, can East Chicago respond? And they have to do it right now. You can't get down by 3 scores or more, because this New Prairie offense can certainly run out the clock. The kick is up by Zymanski, and look at that boomer, bud. It may careen out of bounds, and returning it now, Stewart has it. Stewart now at the 30, gets to the 30-yard line. A nice run by Stewart. I questioned it a little bit due to the fact that it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, which would have put the ball at the 35-yard line, but Stewart elected it. 1st and 10 now for East Chicago at their own 29-yard line. Greatly appreciate all of you joining us. Our entire crew is out tonight. Want to thank Steve Segura, Miguel Cisneros, Latanya Hicks. It is a thrill to be with all of you for regional football between East Chicago and New Prairie. And to be honest with you, we're in unfamiliar territory. East Chicago's never been to a regional when it comes to high school football. Their first ever sectional crown was captured last week against Gary Westside, 46-44 over at Morton. But right now, East Chicago has their sights set on getting this game closer. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Back to pass Fernandez. Play action pass. The pass is caught. Nice move, and it is at the 40-yard line. Fernandez to Traquan Burnett. Well, now, if you look at it now, and we see this when it comes to the Bears with Jake Culler and Brandon Marshall, when no one else is stepping up, you have to go to your best option, your most efficient option, that being Traquan Burnett. Traquan Burnett has done a marvelous job all season long. Burnett has caught 28 passes this year for 697 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's also been a state for track. So Burnett knows that he can go out and get catches and make it into the secondary of New Prairie. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Back to pass now. They give the ball around the corner, and he is gobbled up and smashed by number 85, making the tackle, Derek Fulakubalt. Try saying that 3 times. And Anthony Hunt is stopped for a loss. 11 minutes to play. 2nd down and 15. That was a loss of 5 from Anthony Hunt. Under 11 minutes to play in the second half, 21-6. It is a 15-point edge for New Prairie. Fernandez under center. 2 wide receivers set at the top of your screen. Martavius Carter and Traquan Burnett. Back to pass. Now it's Fernandez. Fernandez looking. He is flushed out to the near side. He's going to take it. He's at the 40 now. He gets to the 45-yard line before being dragged out by several New Prairie defenders. Making the tackle, Todd Sutter. That is a gain of about 9, and it brings up a manageable 3rd down for East Chicago, approaching 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. Greatly appreciate all the help of our fine staff here at ECTV. Latanya Hicks, Miguel Cisneros, Steve Segura. Also want to thank David Bork and also J.E. Novak with pregame notes and assisting us when it comes to research. Third down and 6 from their own 44-yard line, under 10 minutes to play. Fernandez in the shotgun formation, back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez finds a nice pass delivered to Martavius Carter, and that's a first down for East Chicago as they are now in New Prairie territory, and this has been a marvelous drive so far for East Chicago. Short, efficient passes. They're not looking for the home run pass. I am sure the passing game will open up, but you have to get first downs, especially against New Prairie. Well, in any game, you got to get first downs, but you can't get down too early to the Cougars, who are undefeated, ranked number 1 or ranked number 3 in Class 4A. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez steps up into the pocket. He's at the 45. He's got some speed. He's at the 30. He gets around the edge. He's at the 20-yard line now. And he's dragged down a gain of 25 for Carlos Fernandez. Bringing out the stopwatch on that boy's 40. What a 25-yard gain for Carlos Fernandez. A mobile quarterback can hurt you. Just ask the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to paying RG3. And right now, first down and 10 at the 19-yard line. Fernandez with a nice run for the Cardinals. 9:05 to play in the second quarter. With Fernandez guiding the offense, very nice. As they took over at their own 29-yard line, they will toss it out now to Martavius Carter. Martavius Carter gets a couple, beg your pardon, Anthony Hunt on the carry. A gain of 3 for Anthony Hunt. East Chicago's got to punch this ball in to answer and kind of chip away at this New Prairie 15-point edge. 21-6, 8:30 to play in the second quarter. Fernandez gets the call. Coming out now is Martavius Carter. He will be on the sidelines for a brief moment. May have gotten shooken up. We will give you an update if Carter is actually hurt or not. In the backfield, Anthony Hunt. Second down and 6, 8 minutes to go as they give the ball to Anthony Hunt. Hunt now gets a gain of a couple in between the tackles. Tackle made by number 78, Grant Williamson. It was a gain of 3. 8 minutes to play. Third down and 3 coming up for East Chicago. They need a first down to keep this drive alive. Third down and 3 from the 13-yard line, deep into New Prairie territory. Under 8 minutes to play, second quarter. Now we have a full house in the backfield for East Chicago as New Prairie coming to try to stop it around the edge. Now is Martavius Carter. Carter at the 10. He gets it, and a nice gain. It looked like he was stopped short of the first down, but that is a first down for East Chicago, and they're going to spot the ball. We are waiting to hear. That is a gain of 6. First down for East Chicago, as you hear Mr. David Lane, the PA announcer, so eloquently say, first down and go for East Chicago. That was a big run by Martavius Carter to show some patience. He was stopped short and decided to, give himself some time, and then got around the far side edge. First and goal for East Chicago. Ball at the 7-yard line. Fernandez under center. Full house in the backfield. Martavius Carter, now they pitch out to Carter. Carter now gets in the tackles, and he gets to about the 4-yard line, I believe, and then he just gets wrestled down by a horde of New Prairie Cougar defenders. Pick a number, they tackled them. That was a gain of 2 for Martavius Carter. Second down and goal coming up from the 5-yard line. 6:40 to play in the second quarter. 21-6. New Prairie holds a 15-point lead over East Chicago in the regional. Fernandez under center for East Chicago in the backfield. Martavius Carter. And now they will give the ball to Carter. Carter in the tackles. Now he gets it. That's in. I believe that's a touchdown. And that is a touchdown for East Chicago. Martavius Carter. Or was he short? He was stopped short of the goal line. It has got to be 3rd down and inches. 3rd down and inches. Martavius Carter has done a nice job with the last 3 or 4 carries on this drive. This is a key drive for East Chicago. Dare I even say that the season may be on the line with the way New Prairie's been playing. 3rd down and go Fernandez under center. And they just pounded in. Fernandez with the touchdown. No doubt about it. Carlos Fernandez with the 1-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals answer back. The lead now is only 9 for New Prairie. What a run and what a drive. That was a 71-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run. Compliments of Carlos Fernandez, the 6', 165-pound senior quarterback, and one leadership. And now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion to try to get this back to a 7-point deficit. Burnett now in motion. Fernandez, 5 wide receivers set. Back to pass now, and he is flushed out. Fernandez got to get rid of it, and he finds out, and it's gone! Oh, my! Sepulveda with the grab! A flag on the play. Sepulveda, I thought, had the 2-point conversion, but there is some handkerchiefs on the field. Illegal procedure. Whoa, wait a minute. I think the officials need a procedure in terms of how to call this game, because I did not see illegal procedure there. What, are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. Listen, I know we're in cold and flu season and there has to be tissues out, but keep the handkerchiefs in your pocket, especially when it is unwarranted. I don't see how they saw an illegal procedure on that one, and now this makes it for a more. Now we have a longer 2-point conversion. Back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez now is being caught, and he's dragged down, and he just launches the ball. And Sepulveda on that one is, and the 2-point conversion is unsuccessful, 21-12. With 5:42 to go in the second quarter, East Chicago trailing by 9. But I really question that late call against East Chicago. Sepulveda had it, and then the officials, in their infinite wisdom, for some reason, decide to bring out the handkerchiefs. I am shocked, I'm surprised, I'm bewildered. Find an adjective and you can call it. And now Stacey Adams wants to have an explanation. We could take this to the judge, but it's going to be to no avail, as the officials have already made up their minds. And right now, 5:42 to go, still East Chicago with the marvelous 71-yard touchdown drive that was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run. Compliments of Carlos Fernandez. 21-12, New Prairie with the lead. And right now, East Chicago will kick it off, and we'll see if New Prairie will try to kill the clock. And right now, East Chicago going to kick it off. As we have Flores to kick it off. The kick is up. That's a nice kick, a booming kick. And that's going to go to the end zone and a touchback.
Daniel Flores' kick is through the end zone, and that's a touchback. Cougars take over, 1st and 20. 1st and 10 to 20. 5 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the first half. The Cougars, New Prairie High School, 21. East Chicago Cardinals, 12.
Coming up on our Cardinal halftime show, we'll be joined alongside by former Cardinal assistant coach, now is running the show over at Clark High School. Jay Novak joins us to talk about the first half. So your Cardinal postgame show will include former East Chicago assistant Jay Novak and current Clark head football coach. And now the run by
46,
Wade Young on the run.
20,
Wade Young has 71 yards rushing. 2nd down and 7 and 6 coming up from the 24-yard line. 5:19 to go as the clock continues to tick. 21-12, East Chicago trailing by 9. As Brazel on center. Brazel will now keep it, and now he pitches it, and he gets upended. as Tyler Weller caught it, and then he got smacked right in the face.
By number 11, looks like. Deontay Rush.
Deontay Rush on the tackle, and my goodness, you want to talk about contact. Deontay Rush sniffed that through and walloped Tyler Weller. Tyler Weller wasn't going to go unscathed and unhit and untouched on that one. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Can East Chicago stop New Prairie and get the ball right back to try to gain and the momentum back in their favor? They're going to give the ball right now, and the run comes to, and Wade Young gets it, and he's dragged down. He gains no more than only 2 or 3. And now it is 4th down. Now we will see, will Russ Radke, in his infinite wisdom, elect to go for it? No, the punting unit is out. They have confidence. So now a 4th down, a key 3 and out for East Chicago, and this is a huge drive coming up for the Cardinals. On to punt the football, Drake Deerdorf, and the punt is up, and that's a short punt, and it takes a New Prairie bounce, and it stops at the 43-yard line. East Chicago with a short field with 3:40 to play in the second quarter, 21-12. The Cardinals trail by 9, and a big drive coming up for Carlos Fernandez and the East Chicago Central Cardinals. In their last drive, they had to go 71 yards. This time, though, they only have to go 57 yards. So only 57 yards for East Chicago that they have to go. That's better than 71 yards, that's for sure. With 3:40 to play in the second quarter, 21-12, New Prairie with a 9-point lead. As Fernandez now back to pass, play action pass, he'll throw the ball now Sepulveda, and that was short. That was Sepulveda dove on the ground, but that was airmailed. Philippop with the coverage. 2nd down and 10 coming up. And now Stacey Adams will tell Fernandez what the play is. Fernandez goes back. This is a critical 2nd down. 3rd down and longs have really hurt East Chicago, especially in the first quarter.
If you leave the stadium, you may not come back in without purchasing a ticket. There are no pass outs at halftime.
And right now we have a 4 wide receiver set in the backfield. Martavius Carter. Now we have a timeout coming up for Stacey Adams as they want to talk it over. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, at the half, we will talk with former East Chicago assistant and current Clark Pioneer head football coach Jay Novak, as he will discuss with us the first half, and also we will give you some stats compliments to one of our very own, David Borg. Greatly appreciate David helping us keep track of all the stats and the information. Also want to thank Mr. Trino Cavazos, the athletic director here at East Chicago Central High School, doing a terrific job. Trino Cavazos, Mr. Cavazos, been extremely hospitable to us here at ECTV. And now East Chicago, 3:36 to play in the second quarter, 21-12. It is a 9-point lead for New Prairie here at Pete Racinski Field. We are in November. 44 degrees is the temperature. It has to be a little bit colder on the field, about 39, 38 degrees. Last time I checked that kickoff, which was about an hour ago. And now 2nd down and 10 from their own 43-yard line with Fernandez under center. 4 wide receiver set for East Chicago. Martavius Carter in the backfield. Back to pass now, Fernandez. Fernandez finds Martavius Carter. Martavius at the 50. Martavius Carter, and he gets dragged down, and that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Samuel Scott as he grabbed the ankles. A nice quick pass. That's a 1st down. Don't need to say much more than that. Mr. David Lane said it all. 1st down for East Chicago as the Cardinals now are in New Prairie territory at the 43-yard line. Martavius Carter, nice quick pass from Fernandez to Martavius Carter. Anthony Hunt in the backfield for the Cardinals. 4 wide receiver set, trips formation for the Cardinals. Back to pass, Fernandez. Fernandez back to pass. He's going deep, and this one is caught. No, it was bobbled by Deontay Rush, and that would have been a big play. But if you're going to go deep, might as well go for it on first down. And right now, East Chicago seems to be at least putting New Prairie on their heels for just a quick moment. 3:07 to play in the second quarter. East Chicago trailing by 9, 21-12 the regional between East Chicago and New Prairie. New Prairie looking to advance to their first semi-state since 2005 or 2004. Fernandez now in the backfield is Anthony Hunt. He will toss the ball out. Now a reverse coming to Martavius Carter, getting around, and a tackle made by Tyler Weller, who makes a shoestring tackle, and that is a loss of 7, and that will put the ball right back to the 50-yard line. That was a costly loss for East Chicago, and now a long third down coming up. And if you're Russ Radke, do you call a timeout? Because this would be a short field if East Chicago cannot make this third down. Big third down coming up for East Chicago. 5 wide receivers set, empty backfield for the Cardinals. 2:20 to go. East Chicago trailing by 9, 21-12. Back to pass Fernandez. They throw the ball, and it is caught by Deontay Rush, and a nice catch. Is it a first down? It seems like it. No, fourth down coming up. Deontay Rush made a nice grab, but it was just shy. Fourth down coming up for East Chicago. This is a big fourth down, and no bones about it. Stacey Adams is going to go for it. 1:50 to play, fourth down and 2, 21-12, a 9-point lead for New Prairie here at Pete Roszinski Field. Now will East Chicago run the football, or will they elect to pass? In the backfield we have Juan Sepulveda and Anthony Hunt. In motion is Traquan Burnett, and now we have a timeout, I believe, for Russ Radke and New Prairie Cougars. New Prairie doesn't like what they see. They will call a timeout to talk it over. Big fourth down coming up as we have just over 100 seconds to play, or under 100 seconds to play, 97 seconds to be correct. East Chicago trailing by 9, 21-12. The regional between East Chicago and New Prairie. East Chicago just looking at what they had to do to get to the regional. They defeated Hammond Morton 26-21. They lost to Hammond Morton in the previous 2 times in the sectional. They got past Griffith 51-19, drilling the Panthers, which is something that they haven't done often. Then East Chicago was able to come away and hold on to defeat the Westside Cougars 46-44 in the sectional championship to win the first sectional title in school history, and now meeting New Prairie here in the regional. For the Cougars, they had pretty much an easy road, getting past Kankakee Valley 62-0, then 42-21 against Plymouth, and at South Bend of St. Joe 28-6. That was in the sectional championship, and now they're here at East Chicago. This is the third road game in a row for New Prairie. Now fourth down and about 1.5, and now another timeout. This one has to come to Stacey Adams.
Timeout on the field.
Stacey Adams. That's another timeout for the New Prairie Cougars. And Russ Radke again doesn't like what he sees. Russ Radke on his staff. His sons, Bo Radke, Tyler Radke, both of them quarterbacks with the Griffith Panthers.
Today's game is being broadcast by the Region Sports Network on the internet at regionsports.com. Fans can go to the site after the game to listen to on-demand replay of the broadcast. The game is also being broadcast live on
1:37 to play here at Pete Roszinski Field. East Chicago trailing by 9, 21-12. 97 seconds to play in the first half. Greatly appreciate. Don't forget the Cardinal Post Game Show features former East Chicago assistant Curran Clark, head football coach Jay Novak. Fourth down and 1.5, and now the run for Fernandez. I believe Fernandez has enough, and that is a first down for East Chicago. Carlos Fernandez on the quarterback keeper. He gains about 3 on the play, and that's a pivotal first down conversion for the Cardinals.
First down, Cardinals!
There you hear the excitement of the PA announcer. That's what happens when you come to East Chicago Central football games of Mr. David Lane. Now 5 wide receivers set for the Cardinals with 1:20 to go in the second quarter. East Chicago trailing by 9. Back to pass Fernandez. He'll step up. He launches it. Touchdown East Chicago! Oh, Fernandez to Deontay Rush, and he rushed into the end zone for 6. East Chicago now trails by a field goal. 32-yard touchdown strike. What a arm, what a throw by Fernandez to Rush. My goodness, that would make Kerry Wood proud with the steam behind that throw. Holy moly. 21-18, EC down by 3. Oh my goodness. And the Cardinals have put up 12 unanswered points on to attempt the extra point. Flores, the kick is up and it is good. Right through, no, it is no good. Oh my. Flores is having a rough night at the office. 21-18, ladies and gentlemen. If you're eating something, go get it right now. We are going to have a thrilling second half as the Cardinals have put 12 unanswered points on the board. They were down 21-6, but have responded with drives of 71 and also of 57. Oh, you could hear the excitement here at Pete Racinski Field. The student body, the entire community has come out to support the Cardinals. New Prairie has brought busloads. East Chicago has the entire city out supporting it, and you can feel the energy, what electricity in the air. I've never felt anything like this when it comes to football here at Pete Racinski Field. It is great to be a part of it. As Flores now will kick it off, and we'll see if New Prairie decides to air it out a little bit, or if they're going to go in at the break down by or ahead by 3. The kick is up and they will return it. That being Tyler Weller. Weller now gets it and Weller is tracked out. Oh, that was some good kick coverage. Making the tackle and he's excited. He's falling over himself. That being number 9 for Chicago, Khalil Jackson. Oh my goodness. He's having fun. That was fantastic kick coverage. Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach for the Chicago Bears, could take a page out of the East Chicago playbook because the Bears special teams is quite abysmal. And right now we will see what takes place with New Prairie as Brazel, Young is the fullback, and now they will give the ball to Wade Young, or Deerdorf. Deerdorf gains about 5. 1 minute to play, 21-18. East Chicago trailing by 3. East Chicago has put 12 points on the board in the second quarter when they were down 21-6. And right now we are under a minute to play. They give the ball now to Weller. Weller gains a couple, but before he is dragged down. Patrick Shaw on the stop. And now 30 seconds to play, 3rd down and 5 coming up. If I'm Stacey Adams, do you elect to call a timeout? Yeah, at this juncture, I'm surprised they're not calling a timeout. It seems like Stacey Adams doesn't want to give New Prairie any more time left to operate offensively, and this may be the final play of the half. 15 seconds to play, 3rd down and 2 from their own 26. New Prairie operating in the wishbone. And now they will give the ball now to the run by Weller. Weller has a 1st down. He gets out of bounds, so we will see another play before the conclusion of the first half. 21-18. New Prairie leads only by 3 over East Chicago. 3 seconds and barring a touchdown, this will be the final play of the half. What a half it has been. East Chicago responding. It looked bad early on in the second quarter as they trailed by 15, 21-6, but they have answered back with 2 scores. And now they give the ball now to Weller. Weller gains right back to the line of scrimmage. Well, that'll put the first half in the books. At the end of the first half in the regional between East Chicago Central and New Prairie, the Cardinals trail by 3, 21-18. Don't move a muscle. We'll come back with our halftime show as we will be joined alongside by former East Chicago assistant and current Clark head football coach Jay Novak. That comes your way as the Cardinal halftime show is up next here and only on ECTV. Ray Flores back on our halftime show at the break. East Chicago trails New Perry 21-18 here in the regional at Pete Racinski Field in the beautiful city of East Chicago. Alongside is a familiar face to East Chicago, now is the head coach of the Clark Pioneers, but former assistant under head coach Stacey Adams. Jay Novak. Jay, thanks so much for your time. Let's break down the first half. East Chicago trailing by a field goal 21-18. Give us your thoughts on the first half of play.
I'd say basically I think the Cardinals are ready to play tonight. You know, they weathered the storm a little bit with the big lead by New Prairie, but that stop there towards the in the second quarter with about 6 minutes or so left was huge, and that score to capitalize, that 32-yard pass, I believe the rush, was real good for the confidence of the team. And I'm telling you right now, in that locker room, East Chicago's feeling pretty good because they weather the storm and they know they can play with these guys.
Now, how important and how impressed have you been by Carlos Fernandez? Literally, when East Chicago was down 21-6, East Chicago had a 71-yard touchdown drive that was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run, and East Chicago really did a nice job, not necessarily looking for the home run ball. And we saw that the 62-yard pass to begin the game from Fernandez to Burnett, but then East Chicago, a masterful 71-yard touchdown drive.
Well, Carlos, he's really stepped up in his 4 years playing here at East Chicago, and he'll tell you first, you know, he couldn't have done it without his offensive line, the Hogs up front, and I think in the second half he's really going to find some room. New Prairie seems to be sitting back against the athletes of East Chicago, and they're finding themselves dropping back in the zone, and he's having some room to scramble, and I think that could be a key to the second half in East Chicago's offense.
Well, I know that you mentioned about what's going on in the locker room. Having been an assistant under head coach Stacey Adams, what is Coach Adams telling his team right now as they trail by 3 in the biggest game of their careers?
Hey, if I know Coach Adams, we're right where we need to be right now. They weathered the storm. I think they took a pretty good shot from New Prairie, and they seen that they could play with them, and that stop towards, like I said, early on in the second quarter is a big confidence builder on defense, and I know they're in there making the adjustments, and you know, unfortunately, you know, it's the triple option. It's tough to face. You know, they're basically reading a guy. They're not going to block a guy, and they're gonna bait him to come down on the ball carrier, and then they're gonna pull, and they'll get out into their little pitch game, or they'll get up to the opposite gap. So it's tough to stop, but I know Coach Faulkner's going to get them ready to go here in the second half.
What does East Chicago have to do to stop this triple attack that you're talking about?
You just have to play assignment football. Pretty much, you got a guy who tackles the dive, you got a guy who's got the quarterback, and you got a pitch guy. And I think as we saw in that second half or first half, that you know the pitch guy is going to have some trouble against the East Chicago speed. So I think they really want to go their fullback to quarterback keep. So they may run a little bit more midline belly type stuff, which is A gap to B gap, instead of trying to get outside in East Chicago speed.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you next season as you lead your Clark Pioneers. Thanks so much for coming back to the city of East Chicago.
I just want to say one more thing. I'm so proud of Stacey Adams and all the boys here at East Chicago. I mean, look at this crowd. This is unbelievable. First regional. I'm very proud to be a part of this, and thank you very much.
Well, Jay, you know, as they say, even though you're the head coach of the Clark Pioneers and doing a really good job with the program, once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal. That's both you and I, and a lot of us can attest to.
Yes, sir.
Jay Novak, the head coach of the Clark Pioneers and former assistant of East Chicago Central. As we get set for the kickoff of the second half, East Chicago trailing by 3. Can they keep their Cinderella season alive, or will New Prairie keep their record unblemished and improve to 13-0? The second half of the regional between East Chicago and New Prairie comes your way right after this. Right, we are getting set for the start of the third quarter. Buckle your seatbelts. 21-18. New Prairie has a 3-point lead as we begin the third quarter. Flores will kick it off. This is the most important half of Cardinal football that we have ever seen. And my goodness, this is going to be one heck of a second half. And the kick is up. We are underway with the second half, returning it New Prairie at the 10-yard line. And he has some speed, and he gets to the 32-yard line. The return made by Samuel Scott. Patrick Shaw on the tackle. New Prairie will lead their offense under Zach Brazel. Wade Young rushed for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. As the Cardinals are looking to stop New Prairie yet again. They're able to do so in their previous 2 drives. Can they do it here to begin the third quarter? And now Brazel under center, and he gives the ball to Young. Young gains a couple, about 3 or 4 on the play. And that was across the 35-yard line as he is met at the line of scrimmage by Patrick Shaw, who gets his second straight tackle. Right now, or coming up, we will hear from our very own Latanya Hicks, who is with the father of Martavius Carter. And now the run is coming to, I don't even know who has the football. And the run, I'm confused. The run is by Young. And he gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Deontay Rush, who had a 31-yard touchdown catch, makes the tackle. Another big third down coming up. 3rd down and 8 for New Prairie. They are at their own 35-yard line, under 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. Greatly appreciate all of you joining us. Ray Flores, joined alongside by our terrific crew. Steve Segura, Miguel Cisneros, Latanya Hicks is out with the fans. And Brazel under center. Brazel back to pass now. Is Brazel. Brazel now will step up, and he gets wrapped up, and he's dropped. He is met by the Cardinals. He keeps it for himself. The tackle made by Deontay Rush, I believe. And a 4th down coming up, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered. Making the tackle long is Rayshawn Williams, along with Deontay Rush, and a big punt coming up for the New Prairie Cougars. Back to punt the football. And that was almost blocked. Oh, my goodness. And that one is going to take a Cardinal bounce. And that goes out to the 29-yard line. It's down at the 29-yard line. And now the Cardinals will take over, looking to put themselves ahead. Right now, we're going to send it down to our very own Latanya Hicks, who is with the father of Martavius Carter. Let's send it to Latanya right now with a word with Mr. Carter. Latanya.
Okay, what's going on, man? Second half. Let's go this one, we'll be back in the game. We just get this first down, we're back in this game.
Thank you very much, Latanya, doing a terrific job down there in the stands with the fans. Right now, though, East Chicago takes over. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. The Cardinals trail by 3, 21-18, under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Fernandez under center. In the backfield is Martavius Carter. I beg your pardon, Anthony Hunt gets in. He gains about 3. A gain of 2.5 for Anthony Hunt. East Chicago needs to soften up that New Prairie defense. New Prairie only allowing just over 4 points per game. They had 5 shutouts in a row, dating from September 13th, and that lasted up until November 1st. Right now, Fernandez in the shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set, and that is going to be a false start, and penalties are going to hurt you. Somebody got a false start coming up against East Chicago. Back them up 5 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 13 from their own 27-yard line. 2nd down and 13, and I wonder if that's going to change the play or change what Stacey Adams is trying to do. So 2nd down and 13 from their own 27-yard line for East Chicago. Carlos Fernandez in the backfield is Martavius Carter. Back to pass, a quick pass And Carter's at the 30, Carter is at the 35, he's at the 40, he's still on his feet, he's at the 50, and Martavius Carter gains a first down, a gain of 23 on the play. We are at midfield as Fernandez to Carter. My goodness, what a pass and what a run. He was stumbling, he was bubbling, but all I know is that he is at the 49-yard line, is Martavius Carter. And the Cardinals showing some tenacity and bravado and also some poise to not get frazzled. First and 10 from the 49-yard line. The toss to Anthony Hunt. Allen is at the 50. Hunt still on his feet. Hunt is taking on some New Perry defenders and says, not in my house. I'm not going down that easy. Not so fast. Where's Lee Corso at? That is a big game for East Chicago as they are now into New Prairie territory. First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Nice job from Anthony Hunt to see some vision. And officials timeout coming up. The shoe came off number 78, Christian Guerrero. That's a pretty big shoe with Guerrero. That's a pretty big shoe, no doubt about it. Mr. Guerrero stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, 310 pounds. Put him on the Bears offensive line. I'm sure the Vikings would like him instead of Jamarcus Webb. That's another topic for another day as we get set for first and 10 from the 41-yard line. 8:34 to go in the third quarter. The Cardinals are in New Prairie territory. Stacey Adams, in its fourth year at the helm of the Cardinals, has led the Cardinals to their fourth sectional championship. The fans are alive and well here at Pete Raczinski Field. Single running back to pass is Fernandez. Fernandez stepping up into the pocket. He's going to take off. He gains a couple, and he gets a first down, but that ball was out there and a little too close for comfort as he gains, I believe that is a first down, or that's a gain of 7 for Carlos Fernandez. Even though it's a 7-yard gain, though, I'm a little apprehensive that he had the ball out there a little too without protection. And that's something that you don't want to see from your starting quarterback. Second down and 4 from the 35-yard line. East Chicago driving. They started this drive from the 35-yard line, if I stand to be corrected. As Fernandez is back to passer, he gives the ball off to Martavius Carter. Carter is bottled up finally by New Prairie, and that's going to bring up a third down and 6. And that was a ton of New Prairie defensive linemen, including Corbin Galm, a 5'9", 171-pound freshman. And the officials are going to call a timeout as Martavius Carter has lost his helmet. He will go to the sidelines for at least the play. Third down and 5 coming up. That was a loss of 1 on the play. Third down and 5 from the 35-yard line. 5 wide receivers set for Fernandez. Fernandez the pass, and it is caught. They're saying it hit the ground. Oh, come on. Give me a break. It looked like a catch from Sepulveda. Incomplete. We have cameras here. If they want instant replay, we could certainly make a quick text message to downstate to the Indiana High School Athletic Association, see if we get a quick response, and then go to the instant replay. Still, 4th down and 5 coming up for the Cardinals. Their biggest 4th down of the game with 6:56 to play. They are deep into New Prairie territory at the 35-yard line. Fernandez back to pass. Fernandez, the catch, big catch! A first down for Anthony Hunt, and that is a first down for East Chicago. Mr. Lane has the honors. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Lane. With that first down call, the PA announcer here at East Chicago Central High School, as the offensive linemen are playing to the crowd to say, stand up and give us something, and the fans have done exactly what the offensive linemen have instructed them to do. And right now, we're getting a wildcat, it seems like. Well, for a brief moment we did. On top is Deontay Rush, and now a snap. It looked like a quarterback draw. I'm a little perplexed at that one. He gains about 2. Second down and 8 coming up from the 27-yard line for Fernandez. And second down and 8 coming up from the 29, 28-yard line, somewhere around there. It's in between the middle. 6 minutes to play. East Chicago trailing by 3, 21-18. Second down and 8 in the backfield. Anthony Hunt, 4 wide receivers set for East Chicago. Back to pass now. It's a quick pass, and Sepulveda dropped it. And my goodness, he thought about where he was going to go. And again, the Cardinals are faced with a big third down, and that's why you have to wheel the ball in, catch it first, and then you run. His eyes were on pay dirt. Well, guess what? The end zone. You can't get to the end zone if you don't catch the ball. Third down and 8 coming up for East Chicago. 5:30 to play. Let's see what Stacey Adams has conjured up. And now we have a 4 wide receiver set for East Chicago. Fernandez in the backfield is Sepulveda. Back to pass is Fernandez. Fernandez is going deep for a rush, and that is knocked away. A nice job by Samuel Scott to knock it away as he had Traquan Burnett. Oh my goodness, Samuel Scott made a touchdown saving play by poking it away. In officials timeout, now the Cardinals are looking at 4th down and 10 with 5:07 to play in the third quarter, 21-18. The Cardinals 4th down and long on the way. This is a huge 4th down for East Chicago. 5 wide receivers set. You know that the Cougars defense is going to be coming. Back to pass is Fernandez. He'll step up into the pocket, and he is going to get wrestled down and sacked. And he could have taken off for a brief moment. The pocket closed, and New Prairie holds. It is a turnover on downs for East Chicago, and the Cougars will take over with the turnover on downs from the 30-yard line, and that was a missed opportunity for East Chicago. Costly sack for East Chicago, and right now New Prairie takes over, and now they will give the ball off. The run is by Tyler Weller, and Weller gains 3 before he is dragged down. 5-yard gain for Tyler Weller. He is stopped by Martavius Carter. 4:35 to play in the third quarter. East Chicago trailing, and right now coming off, who is limping, Deontay Rush. And I believe Stacey Adams is going to call a timeout as he is limping. Deontay Rush has grabbed his hamstring. He is limping. And that would be a huge loss for East Chicago if he is out. And now a full backfield for New Prairie. And the run and going is Tyler Weller. He gets in between the tackles. He gains about 5, close to a first down. Third down coming up. Third down and short for the Cougars. And now the Cardinals have to really play some smash mouth football and meet the Cougars running backs at the line of scrimmage. And now they will give the ball off. It's around the edge and getting it around. He has Deerdorf, gets around the edge before he is wrestled down by Martavius Carter. Deerdorf gets a gain of 22 before he is stopped by Martavius Carter. And now the Cougars are driving as they've gotten into East Chicago territory. First down and 10 from the 44-yard line as New Prairie looking to punctuate this drive. And they give the ball to, and a nice tackle made around the right side is Weller before he is upended.
Brings about 4 on the play. Brought down by 43. That's Patrick Shaw.
Patrick Shaw on the stop. 2nd down and 6 on the way. A gain of 4 from the 41-yard line. New Prairie is in East Chicago territory. Full house backfield for the Cougars as they will give the ball now to Tyler Weller. They give the ball again to Weller, and Weller gains ever so close to the coveted first down. That is a gain of 4. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 on the way. Rayshawn Williams on the stop. 3rd down and a short 3 for the Cougars. They're at the 37-yard line with 2:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. And right now they have a little bit of motion, and they will give the football off to, and the run is made by...
He takes it across the 30, gets to the 25. Tackled by Stewart on the play. First down, Cougars.
And this is such a critical drive for both teams. 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And they give the ball now. They'll keep it. And Brazel gets stopped, and he is wrestled down by Anthony Hunt. That's a gain of 3 for Brazel. 2nd down and 7 from the 22-yard line, and the Cougars continue their drive. They started this drive from their own 30-yard line after a turnover on downs from East Chicago. And now the fans have got to rise to their feet. This is why you have the home field advantage. Brazel gives it to Young. Young now squirts in, and he's still... That is Weller. Weller continues. He gains well over a dozen. It seems a gain of 11 yards. Tyler Weller. It has been thunder and lightning for New Prairie. They had the attack with Wade Young early in the game, and since that time, it has been Tyler Weller who has turned on the Jets and has assumed the duties as being the leading rusher for New Prairie. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, and more of a full house. And no, it's not the TV sitcom. It is what New Prairie is executing on offense, and they will give the ball, and Weller gets stopped by a horde of Cardinal defenders. One of those, most notably, being Kenneth Clark, the 6'4", 235-pound defensive end. 2nd down and 13 coming up as we are under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. 21-18, New Prairie holding a 3-point edge over the Cardinals. Right now, East Chicago's got to find a way to stop this New Prairie rushing attack. I believe they've only attempted 1 pass whatsoever. Now they would give the ball to Weller. Gains a gain of 7 on the play. And now a 3rd down coming up as we will see it in the 4th quarter. 3rd down on the way. At the end of 3, East Chicago trails by 3, 21-18, with New Prairie deep in East Chicago territory at the 8-yard line. Can the Cardinals stop this New Prairie drive, or will New Prairie put some distance between themselves and the Cardinals? The 4th quarter between East Chicago and New Prairie in the regional is on the way. Coming up right after this here and only on ECTV.
I see him now.
Your team ain't ready, but the Cardinals are ready, and the Cardinals are ready too. Yeah, there is. Your team ain't ready, but the Cardinals are ready, and the Cardinals are ready too.
Go Cardinals. Cardinals. All right, go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals. Go Cardinals all the way.
Go Cardinals! Woo!
All right, man, we have the Central game. You know, they're making history tonight. We're going all the way.
All the way.
Came all the way from Indy.
Support little bros.
To see them do work, and they gonna get it. Stay focused.
Big fourth down coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East Chicago Central Football. Ray Flores joining you here at Peter Sinski Field. 3rd down and 7 as we begin the fourth quarter. The Cardinals trail in the regional to New Prairie, 21-18. 3rd down coming up for New Prairie, and they will give the ball, and that is a touchdown for Wade Young, and that one could be devastating. A 7-yard touchdown run for Wade Young, and that is his 3rd touchdown run of the night. Well over 100 yards for the running back, and now East Chicago trails by 9, 27-18 with the extra point pending. And now East Chicago with their prolific passing attack. Boy, they got some work to do as we begin the most important quarter in Cardinal football history. And the kick is up, and it is up through the uprights. 28-18, under 12 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals trail by 10. A lot of work to be done, but this Cardinal team throughout the course of the season has been resilient. They can certainly do so. A big fourth quarter drive coming up for East Chicago. As right now you can see the Cardinals trying to will on their fans, and well, we've seen the Cardinals come back and make this a game. They were down 21-6 early in the first half, and they closed the gap to 3. The question is, can they put 2 scores on the board in this fourth quarter? A big game, a big quarter, a big moment. A big quarterback, that being Fernandez. The kick is up end over end, returning it Martavius Carter. He'll take it deep into his end zone. Carter gets around the edge. He's at the 20. He's at the 30. He has some blocks in front of him. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's still going. He's running, charting. Oh my, what a run by Martavius Carter. You have got to be kidding me. He would not go down. He would not be denied. And that is a great way to set the precedence for this big drive coming up for East Chicago. I wish Devin Hester could still do that for the Bears. My goodness, Martavius Carter, as he was, my goodness, did he turn on the Jets with that run. That was just pure guts and determination and willpower that he had. He gained about 15 yards with New Prairie defenders on his back. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They are in New Prairie territory. Fernandez, shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers set with a tight end. Back to pass now, and they give the ball. He's running it, and now he is going to be dragged down. I don't understand why they decided to do that. Jakari Hightower was back there receiving it in the shotgun. When you have a quarterback as elusive as Fernandez, I don't understand, or Hightower, beg your pardon, and now Hightower is running the offense. Now I wonder if there is an injury to Fernandez. There has to be something going on because Carlos Fernandez is no longer the quarterback. It is Hightower, Jakari Hightower, 6'2", 170-pound senior. And now they will give the ball, and he gets stopped. Anthony Hunt goes down, and no sign yet of Fernandez. And I'm looking to see if he's being attended to. He is being, thank you very much to Jay Novak, he's being attended to. Fernandez is being assisted by one of the assistant coaches. And right now, Jakari Hightower has been inserted as the starting quarterback. A long 3rd down and 15 with 10:20 to go in the 4th quarter. 4 wide receivers set for East Chicago. Hightower back to pass. Hightower, he's going to let it go, and this one is almost caught. It was poked away, double coverage. Sprawling out for it was Deontay Rush, and now a 4th down coming up. And now the Cardinals are going to punt the football, but now Fernandez has put his helmet back on, and he is trotting back onto the field. That's a good sign. And now I wonder if East Chicago is going to go for it. I think at this juncture of the game, he's not. Fernandez is going to assume the duties to block. He's not assuming. So he's the long snapper. Thank you very much to Mr. David Lightford. So the long snapper is Fernandez. He snaps it back to Martavius Carter. The punt is up, and that is going to take a Cardinal bounce. Keep dribbling. Let's keep dribbling. Yes, sir. It'll dribble to the 15-yard line as New Prairie will take over at their own 15-yard line. Fernandez was out for that series, but he did trot back on the field to snap the ball, so it looks like Fernandez is okay, but boy, could they have used him during that drive. So Martavius Carter's long return is lost, as now New Prairie, who is known for being a punishing, running football team, has destiny in their own hands with 10:02 to go in the 4th. East Chicago trailing by 10, 28-18 with 10:02 to go, 4th quarter. And they give the ball now to Wade Young, and Young is met by number 96 for East Chicago, Ricky Reedus, the 6'4", 230-pound lineman on the tackle. A gain of nothing, I believe, or a gain of 3 as the clock continues to tick for New Prairie. It's been a heck of an effort so far for East Chicago. They're still in this game, but they need a stop here on defensively. And now they give the ball, and the ball is loose. The fumble, it's there, and the Cardinals dive on it, and it is going to be Cardinals football. And the Cardinals have recovered it. First down, Cardinals! As you heard the PA announcer, Mr. David Lane, it's a first down for East Chicago. The ball squirted out, and going and diving on it was Deontay Rush. And now Deontay Rush is... And now Carlos Fernandez needs a big drive, and the fans are urging on East Chicago, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered, prescription filled for the Cardinals. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line, as Fernandez now will reassume duties under center. 2 wide receivers set for East Chicago. Now back to pass is Fernandez. Fernandez looking. He's out of the pocket. He's going deep for the corner of the end zone. It is, broken up. It was a jump ball as Martavius Carter was there, but it was well defended by Samuel Scott. It was a jump ball. And no, you're not watching basketball, ladies and gentlemen. That was a one-on-one. Deontay Rush, he had it back there. And now Deontay Rush is on the field. An official's timeout as New Prairie will trot back to their sidelines. And we have the trainer out for East Chicago to talk with Deontay Rush. And Deontay Rush has been plagued by a hamstring the entire game. It seemed like he's been trotted out a couple times. It seems like a cramp from what we gather. It may be a cramp. We want to thank all of you for joining us here as we have an injury timeout on the field. 9:20 to go in the 4th quarter. 28-18 East Chicago trailing by 10. We thank all of you for joining us here on ECTV. Also want to thank our terrific staff, Steve Segura, Miguel Cisneros, the camera crew, along with Latanya Hicks, who's our roving reporter. Also want to thank Jay Dovak, who has been assisting us with stats and information, along with David Bork. A total combined effort here at Pete Rosinski Field to help make this broadcast happen. And we couldn't be happier to bring it to you. We'd be even happier if East Chicago was on top. They trail 28-18 as now Deontay Rush is going to run back and jog gingerly to the sidelines. It looks like he's okay. Nice job done by the trainer to take care of all the players. And he told one of the coaches something.
Fire these guys up. Get in this game because we are not on.
Casey Adams was telling his team, as now Sepulveda is going to go to the top of your screen. We have kids formation, 5 wide receivers set. Martavius going to the top of your screen. Sepulveda is in the slot. Back to pass is Fernandez. Fernandez is underneath and a nice diving grab. Coming up with it was Anthony Hunt for a gain of about 7. That is across 2nd down, 3rd down and 3 on the way from the 20-yard line as East Chicago is deep into New Prairie territory. Under 9 minutes to play, the Cardinals trail by 2 scores, 28-18. Sepulveda's in the backfield, 4 wide receivers set, 8:40 to go, back to pass in the shotgun formation. Fernandez underneath, nice job, and the catch is made by Traquan Burnett. First down and some, and now it's a 1st down and goal for East Chicago. That was a gain of 12. A beautiful job of Traquan Burnett on the button hook to find the open part of the zone. And he runs to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cardinals, their most important drive of the game. And now we have an I formation in the backfield. Is Martavius Carter. Fernandez in the backfield. Back now, they give the ball to Martavius Carter. Carter is in the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals! Martavius Carter with an 8-yard touchdown run, and they make New Prairie pay on the fumble, and the Cardinals have closed the gap to 4. They are not out of this game just yet. 8:13 to go, and a nice 8-yard touchdown run from Martavius Carter. And will the Cardinals go for 2? No, they are going to bring on Daniel Flores for the extra point. He's 0 for 2 so far. The kick is up, and he's going to be 0 for 3. 3rd time's not the charm for Daniel Flores. Still, that does not take away from the fact that East Chicago trails by 4, 28-24. New Prairie fumbled the football. He was recovered at the 31-yard line. A brilliant 31-yard drive that was capped off by an 8-yard touchdown run. Compliments of Martavius Carter, and the Cardinals only trail by 4. They've trailed by as many as 15 points in this contest. The gap has been narrowed to 4. And with 8:13 to go in the 4th quarter, the Cardinals will kick off. They are going right to left. And New Prairie, with destiny in their own hands, with a record of 12-0, looking to advance to their first semi-state since 2005. That's dating back almost a full decade. And I wonder now if East Chicago is going to go to some trickery. And right now we see Deontay Rush, and are we going to get an onside kick, or are we going to get a kick end over end? There's a lot of movement going on, and now the kick is up and it's kick end over end for Flores, and Flores coming on to grab it for New Prairie, and New Prairie gets it, and he gets out to the 40-yard line, but we have a flag. Scott with the return, but I wonder what the flag is on. The ball comes out holding against New Prairie. That's going to back them up 10 yards, and the fans are behind East Chicago. This crowd has been up the entire game. 8:09 to play in the 4th quarter, 28-24.
Hear you, Cardinal fans!
1st down and 10 from And now it is first down and 10 from the 27-yard line. And here we go, New Prairie. They have a full house in the backfield, a wishbone. Let's see what they like to do, and they give the ball. The run is inside, and I believe there's a fumble. There's another fumble. It's out, and they're saying it's Cardinal football. And East Chicago. And the Cardinals have it. The Cardinals have the ball. It's a fumble. It's a Cardinal recovery, and it's a Cardinal first down. I don't believe what I am watching here. New Prairie is unraveling before our very eyes. 2 turnovers. They said it during the pregame show. The key is turnovers. And guess what, boys and girls? There is no instant replay. The call is final, and East Chicago will take over pretty much exactly where they took over just moments ago. 8:05 to play in the fourth. 28-24. And now a timeout. Before the timeout, a penalty. And the handkerchief is out, not because we are all wiping away tears of happiness, but because there was a penalty on the play. It's only a 5-yard penalty. Still, first down. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, 28-24. 4-point lead for New Prairie. The Cardinals have it. They trailed 28-18. They've gotten 2 fumbles, and Carlos Fernandez now first down and 15 from the 37-yard line. They are in New Prairie territory. Back to pass, a quick pass, and it's caught by Sepulveda. Sepulveda's at the 30. He's at the 20, and a first down for Chicago. That is a gain of 18 on that one. I don't have to tell you it's a first down. You heard it from our PA announcer, Mr. David Lane. First down for East Chicago from the 19-yard line. East Chicago driving 2 fumbles for New Prairie. 28-24, 7:40 to play in the fourth. Fernandez under center, 3 wide receivers head. Back to pass, and they toss it out to Anthony Hunt. Anthony Hunt gets a burst of speed, but he is wrapped up and dropped by number 57, Danielle Sinel. And that is a gain of 1. Second down and 9 from the 18-yard line. What a ball game here at Pete Racinski Field. It's region football. It's postseason football. It's November. It's a little bit cold. It doesn't get any better. 7:05 to play. 4 wide receivers set for Fernandez. Back to passes Fernandez. He steps up in the pocket, and a dart that is knocked away. It is dropped by Anthony Hunt, and now a key third down is coming up. Third down and 9 from the 18-yard line, and make no mistake about it, East Chicago has got to make New Prairie play. This is their biggest opportunity of the game. They may not get another one with the way New Prairie is able to run the football. And you know New Prairie is going to bring a lot of pressure on Carlos Fernandez. 4 wide receivers set with Sepulveda on the backfield. Back to passes Fernandez. He throws it deep for the end zone. And it is up and it is dropped by Martavius Carter. Carter had it in his hands, but Fernandez was drilled as he let the ball go. And now he is up and limping. And it was there for Carter. It was a little bit short. It hit him in the hands. And now the biggest fourth down in the history of East Chicago football is coming up with 6:52 to play in the fourth quarter. 28-24, 4-point lead for, and now Fernandez is urging on the fans to come to their feet as he'll get the call from Stacey Adams. And a timeout for Stacey Adams. He wants to talk it over, and this is a big fourth down on the way. Carlos Fernandez took a shot as he delivered a ball to the end zone. from Martavius Carter. It hit him in the hands. He was dropped. He was covered by 2 Cougar defenders. 6:52 to play. 4th down and 9 from the 18-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an instant classic in the regional. What a game it has been, and we are just absolutely delighted to be bringing you this game here on ECTV. Ray Flores with a tremendous crew. Miguel Cisneros, Steve Segura, LaTanya Hicks. Also would like to thank Jay Novak, head coach of the Clark Pioneers, former East Chicago assistant, and also David Bork helping us out with the stats and the information. 4th down and 9 from the 18-yard line. East Chicago deep into Cougar territory. 6:52 to play. They trail by 4. 28-24. Buckle your seatbelts. Here we go with 4th down. Burnett is wide right. In the slot is Sepulveda. And Russ Radke is on the field yelling at somebody, either his team or the officials, one of the two or maybe both. Shotgun formation. It is an empty backfield. Back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez delivers the pass, and it is away. He fell down, did Martavius Carter, and it's a turnover on downs. And now New Prairie will take over. And that was a costly trip for Martavius Carter, but now the Cardinals have to respond and come up with their 3rd straight defensive stand. Well, 6:49 to play. 1st and 10, and you know Russ Radke has been telling his team, hold on to the football. And right now, New Prairie, they give the ball, and he has some space, and he protects the football. Does Tyler Weller. It's a gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 6 coming up for New Prairie with 6:30 to play, and now the clock is the enemy for East Chicago. They are literally taking every moment that they can. The play clock is now at 9. You know they're not going to get into their set until at least 5 seconds. And now they will run the football out to the fullback, and he's tackled. The main Young with the ball. Anthony Hunt on the stop. A critical 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 6 for New Prairie. They have the football at the 25-yard line. Their own 25-yard line. Under a half dozen minutes to play. East Chicago trails by 4, 28-24. East Chicago's only had 1 lead in this ball game. 6-0 since that time. New Prairie has been able to hold on to the lead. 3rd down and 4, 5:30 to play. They under center and they give the ball. That's a 1st down for Tyler Weller, and that is a big 1st down. And Stacey Adams is livid. 5:25 to play, and the clock will tick away some more. This Cardinal defense has made some big stands, but they need a big one here. So great to be back in the booth with ECTV. Right now, East Chicago looking to get a big stop, and now they will give the ball off to Weller, and Weller gets a handful of yards, about 3 or 4. He is met by Martavius Carter. 2nd down on the way. 2nd down and about 7. 4:45 to go. East Chicago has 2 timeouts left in their arsenal. What a game we have seen here at P. Rasinski Field. A gorgeous evening for football. Temperature in the 40. 2nd down and 7 from the 35. And now they will give the ball around to Tyler Weller. And Weller gets to the 47-yard line. That's a 1st down for New Prairie. And you would have to gather that if New Prairie were to score, this game could very well be over, and they are driving. First down and 10 from their own 46-yard line. They are getting so close to getting into East Chicago territory with 4:10 to go in the fourth quarter. What a game that we have had. This has been an instant classic here on ECTV between East Chicago and New Prairie. New Prairie ranked number 3 in the state with a record of 12-0. East Chicago 10-2 record. And now they will give the football, and they're going to keep it to Brazel. Brazel gets forward. He gets about 2 yards on the carry before being dropped by Keon Brown. Keon Brown has been a catalyst on the defensive side of the ball. Second down and 7 from the 49-yard line with 3:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Really appreciate all of you joining us. Our entire staff, Miguel Cisneros, Steve Segura, Latanya Hicks. I also want to thank Jay Novak and David Boyd for helping us out with the stats. And now we have a flag on the play. That is a penalty against New Prairie. That's a critical offsides against the Cougars. 5-yard penalty. Second down and 12. Also want to thank the athletic director here at East Chicago, doing an outstanding job, Chino Cavazos, along with Vanessa Hernandez, who is assisting as well. Second down and 12. The ball has been put back at the 44-yard line with 3:20 to play in the fourth quarter. 28-24. East Chicago trailing by 4. East Chicago's only lead in the first quarter to begin the contest. Since that time, New Prairie has jumped out to the lead and have been able to cling on to their advantage. 3 minutes to play, second down and 12, and they will give the football out to Weller. And third down coming up for the Cougars, and that's a third down, and Stacey Adams wants to continue to hold, and now he's called a timeout. He goes up to the official, and a third down coming up on the way following the timeout. It is a third down. East Chicago with 1 timeout remaining, 2:47 to play in the regional between East Chicago and New Prairie. New Prairie is on top, 28-24 of the East Chicago Central Cardinals. Well, this game, either way, has been like a heavyweight championship fight. It has been a knockdown, drag-out battle. It has been what we expected. And both teams have put up points on the board. As we see, 52 points between the two high schools. This is entertaining and excitement. You want back and forth action. You've had it here at Pete Brzezinski Field. And East Chicago trails by 4 with 2:47 to play in the fourth quarter. Can the Cardinals come up with another big defensive stand? Third down and 11. And the Cardinal fans who have jam-packed Pete Brzezinski Field to make this a sellout crowd are on their feet. The community here in East Chicago has come out to support what has been a brilliant football season. Can they keep it going? Third down and 11 from their own 45-yard line, New Prairie. They're trying to get East Chicago to jump off sides, and they're trying to call an audible. East Chicago is not buying on it, and now they will give the ball off around, and he is stopped. Tyler Weller is tripped up by the Cardinals, and fourth down on the way. If you're Russ Radke, do you get it? Do you go for it? Or do you send out the punting unit? If I know Russ Radke, he's going to go for this. This is exactly what he did at Griffith. This is exactly what he's going to do at New Prairie. And I believe, are we going to get the punting unit out? We're going to see the punting unit out. So, assuming we don't get, we are going to get a punt now coming up for New Prairie. Back to return it is Martavius Carter, 2:04. And we have a delay of game now against New Prairie. And that's a penalty. That's going to back them up 5 yards to the 43-yard line. So unless something drastic happens, New Prairie is going to punt the football, which means East Chicago is going to have a final drive. Oh, my goodness. East Chicago, in their last 4 games, dating backward even since their loss September 27th at the hands of Hammond Morton. He will go after that, and the punt is up. It is end over end. Martavius Carter is going to have it, and he gets it. He gets it back, and he's at this 20, and he is gobbled up, and they are trying to strip the ball away. So now Carlos Fernandez, the 6-foot, 165-pound senior quarterback, will lead the Cardinal offense onto the field, and East Chicago must go 74 yards to put it into the end zone with 1:54 to play. One timeout left in their arsenal. East Chicago, they have been known as a prolific offense. Well, lo and behold, East Chicago has destiny in their own hands. They must go down 74 yards to put it in the end zone. Shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers set back to pass Fernandez. Fernandez unloads, and he finds a nice catch made by Traquan Burnett. And that is out to the first down for East Chicago. The chains keep on moving, and the clock will not reset until the chains are reset. First down for East Chicago. Fernandez to Burnett, now 1:45 to play. Fernandez back to pass. Fernandez steps up into the pocket, evades a tackler, and it is up, and it was intended for Sepulveda as Fernandez was dropped, but he was able to get the ball away, incomplete. Second down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. East Chicago, since September 27, they put up points 34, 34, 27, 26, 51, and 46. So East Chicago is a high-powered offense. They need some magic here with 1:39 to play. Second down and 10 from their own 36-yard line. 5 wide receivers set. East Chicago trailing by 4, 28-24. Back to pass. It's Fernandez. Fernandez steps up. He's trying to get rid of it. He throws it. And Burnett, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. East Chicago. A 56-yard. East Chicago, 64 yards. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Traquan Burnett is number 1, and East Chicago. Fernandez to Burnett. I cannot believe what I am watching. Oh my goodness. Fernandez to Burnett to the end zone for the score. You have got to be kidding me. Never in my life watching East Chicago football have I witnessed something as miraculous as that. Flores with the extra point, and yes, sir, it is good. 64 yards. East Chicago is making New Prairie. They have them on the ropes. He started the game with a 62-yard touchdown reception, and now a 64-yard touchdown reception. Traquan Burnett, it is no surprise to me why he is competed in high school state track and has gone downstate. Traquan Burnett caught the ball. He turned on the afterburners. NASA, sign up this man. He has rockets as feet. Unbelievable. Fernandez to Burnett, and now the Cardinals must make another big defensive stand. 126 of both to semi-state is on the line. Can East Chicago continue their Cinderella season? The pumpkin ain't here just yet. It may continue. Unbelievable. This is why Cardinal football is so much fun, especially this season. What a game. And now, can East Chicago come up with a big defensive stand? Holy moly. Flores now will come on to kick it off. And this is a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. They have a squib kick now as New Prairie will gobble it up. And now New Prairie, they need, and a tackle is made. And at the 35-yard line, New Prairie seems stunned, but they have got to go right now. 1:21 to play. Now New Prairie, who is not known for being a vaunted passing attack, can they come up with something dynamic and drive 65 yards? East Chicago. What a pass from Fernandez to Traquan Burnett. And now full backfield for New Prairie. And back to pass now is Hassel. Hassel, he lets it up deep, and that is caught! It is caught! And he's still going. What a catch! It was tipped. Deerdorf with the catch, and now New Prairie, who's not known for their passing attack, it just popped up in the air. Deerdorf came down with it, and now New Prairie has got the ball at their own 29, and New Prairie can win the game. You have got to be kidding me. 1 minute to play, 31-28. East Chicago with a 3-point lead. Back to pass, and now he's got some room, and it is up, and it is incomplete. Brassel had one of his wide receivers wide open. And that was for number 87, Chad Swain. 2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. 51 seconds. You are watching an instant classic here on ECTV. 31-28. East Chicago with a 3-point lead. The ball was on the 29-yard line in East Chicago territory. And now a full set. And now they give the ball off to their Wade Young. And Wade Young gets about 10. And now that's a 1st down with 40 seconds to play from the 19-yard line. East Chicago looking to hold on. New Prairie wants to remain undefeated and advance to their first semi-state in 9 years. East Chicago has never been there. 2nd down coming up. 39 seconds to play. 31-28. East Chicago leading by 3 here at Pete Racinski Field. And a 3rd down and 1 coming up from the 21-yard line in East Chicago territory. Well, East Chicago has made some big defensive stands tonight, forcing 2 turnovers. Can they make a big stand with 39 seconds left? They lead 31-28. A berth to the semi-state is on the line. 3rd down and 1 from the 21-yard line. What a game here at Pete Racinski Field. And they're saying it is 2nd down and 2.
No, it's 3rd down. They had an incomplete pass. And then a run. They had an incomplete pass and then a run.
And the officials are talking it over. It's an incomplete pass and then a run. So it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. Incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
It was. Now we are having a dispute here in the box. It's 3rd down and 1 from the 21-yard line. 43 seconds left in the game. 31-28. 3rd down and 1 coming up for New Prairie as Brazel. What a game we have seen. A big 3rd down, the biggest 3rd down of the game between both teams. Russ Radke looking to lead his New Prairie Cougars to their first semi-state in almost a decade. Can Stacey Adams in his 4th year at the helm of East Chicago propel them to the semi-state? And now the run is in. Wade Young gets a 1st down with 35 seconds to play, 38 seconds to play. And now Russ Radke is telling Brazel exactly what the play is as the chains keep on moving. New Prairie looking to punch this in the end zone. 1st down and 10 from the 14. And now Brazel They give the ball to Wade Young, and Wade Young is bottled up by a horde of East Chicago defenders. 24 seconds to play. 20 seconds. 20, 19, 18. Second down and 10 from the 12-yard line. They give the ball now, and he gets Brazel's wrapped up and dropped with 10 seconds to play. Second down and 10 coming up at a timeout now. If you are New Prairie, do you decide to go to your field goal kicker? And New Prairie, 10 seconds, fourth quarter, 31-28. Third down coming up for New Prairie. If you're New Prairie, do you throw the football? And the Cardinal defense, who have remained steadfast, who have displayed a ton of heart and courage and persevered, can East Chicago come up with a big 3rd down and 7? 3rd down and 7 from the 11-yard line, deepening East Chicago territory. 10 seconds left. The regional championship is on the line. 31-28. 3rd down and 7. 10 seconds to play. And right now, will Brazel decide to throw the football, or are we going to get a run? Wade Young. And now they give the football out to Tess Dweller. It's in the back of the end zone. It is incomplete with 5 seconds left. Incomplete. The option was there. And now does New Prairie. We're going to get a field goal attempt. And now we are going to get a field goal kick being attempted by Colin Zamansky. Zamansky. This is going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt. 25 yards. 27-yard field goal attempt. Colin Zamansky. 5 seconds left. 31-28 East Chicago. And now we have a timeout as East Chicago will attempt to ice Colin Zamansky. Colin Zamansky. A 6'3", 171-pound senior. Can he come up? He's been booming them all night long. It's pretty much an extra point. 5 seconds left in the game. Can New Prairie send this game into overtime? 31-28. 3-point lead EC over New Prairie. A berth to the semi-state is on the line. The regional crown is up for grabs. Colin Zamansky looking to kick this game into overtime. He has a booming leg, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching ECTV. 31-28. East Chicago leading New Prairie in the regional. 5 seconds left. Colin Zamansky with a 27-yard field goal kick on the way. Now, I wonder if you're the long snapper, if you have any reservations. The kick is up. It is up, and it is good. 31-31 with a second left on the clock. And this game may be headed to overtime. Unbelievable. East Chicago had the game, but Colin Zamansky, no problem, kicks it through the uprights.
That's crazy.
And right now we have 1 second left in the fourth quarter. 31-31. East Chicago and New Prairie, they're all tied up. And you wonder if East Chicago now, they can't get too down on themselves. They have been back and forth. They did a tremendous job to get the lead by 3. And right now in the backfield, Martavius Carter. This has been a back and forth battle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what playoff football is all about. A tremendous seesaw affair, an instant classic beyond the shadow of a doubt. And this one will forever stand the test of time here at East Chicago and in region history. Boy, if I weren't looking across and see New Prairie with their jerseys, you could assume that this is, a legendary rivalry between East Chicago and New Prairie. And coincidentally, neither team has ever met before. This is their first ever meeting. Much thanks to David Bork with that little bit of information. As now Zymanski, who kicked this game into potential overtime, he's going to kick it, and a squib kick coming up on the way. And now East Chicago, they're going to run the football, and 43 runs it, and he gives the ball, fumbles the ball. And now Fernandez has it at the 50. Fernandez, and we are going to see some extra football.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have
overtime, 31-31. This game, the 4A Regional, is going to go to an extra quarter. 31-31 overtime. More football, ladies and gentlemen, on the way. What a classic we have seen. And we'll bring you the overtime quarter right after this, here and only on ECTV. Meet at midfield as we are going to have the coin toss in overtime. Both teams are meeting with the officials for the ceremonial coin toss on the field. You see the captains for East Chicago, Keon Brown, Carlos Fernandez, Martavius Carter, and also Anthony Hunt. This has been an instant classic, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an honor and a pleasure to bring you this game. 31-31. We are going to overtime.
Looks like
just waiting to see.
Cougar football.
And it is going to be Cougar football as New Prairie wants to punch this in.
Overtime rules, 4 plays from the 10-yard line.
4 plays from the 10-yard line.
We'll have 1 shot at the possession.
And each team gets a possession. So right now, the running game for New Prairie will certainly be a factor as New Prairie gets the football first. You better believe we're going to get our fair share dose of Tyler Weller along with Wade Young and possibly Drake Deerdorf. 1st and 10 for New Prairie, overtime. 1 possession for New Prairie. They give the football off to Wade Young, and Wade Young immediately gains 5 before he is wrestled down by number 23, Juan Sepulveda. 2nd down and 5 and go, beg your pardon, for New Prairie. They got to punch this in. And you could tell that New Prairie's digging their heels in to try to punch this in. And now they give the ball to Wade Young, and that is a touchdown for Brazel. Brazel, 2 plays, 2 scores. Now East Chicago has to come up big on their side. And the extra point on the way for Colin Zymanski. He has been automatic all night long, and that could very well turn out to be the difference. Zymanski. The snap is down, but we have a false start. We have encroachment against East Chicago, offsides, and that's going to make it just 1 yard closer. Still, Zymanski will attempt the kick even closer. Penalties decline. Zymanski on the way. The kick is up, and it is. He missed it. He missed it. Zymanski missed it. I cannot believe, more theatrics. It doesn't get better than a Broadway or an Emmy award-winning movie. We have drama, you want theatrics. You don't have to watch an Academy Award-winning movie. You don't have to watch a Broadway play. 37-31, New Prairie leads by 6. East Chicago now will take over from the 10-yard line. As Zymanski will take over. East Chicago takes over from the 10-yard line. Carlos Fernandez, East Chicago must answer back with the touchdown or the game is over. In the backfield, Martavius Carter. As they give the ball to Martavius Carter, Carter gets wrapped up and dropped, a gain of nothing for the 6', 200-pound senior. Second down coming up for East Chicago. 37-31, we are in overtime. East Chicago trailing by 6. Carlos Fernandez under center for East Chicago. The Cardinals have 3 downs to punch this into the end zone. Now they have a 5 wide receiver set. Carter at the bottom, Sepulveda in the slot. Back to pass is Fernandez. Fernandez keeps going. He's in the end zone. He's close. No signal yet. They're saying he fumbled. No. Is he short? He is short of the end zone. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and nothing. 3rd down and inches. 3rd down and 1 for East Chicago. What a run by Carlos Fernandez to take off and gain 9 yards. 3rd down and goal coming up. Overtime. East Chicago trailing by 6. 37-31. 3rd down and goal. A berth to the semi-state is on the line. And now East Chicago is going to call a timeout and talk it over. 3rd down and goal. You don't get much closer. The 3rd down and goal at the 1. It's within the 1. It's 3rd down and goal with just 6 inches. Will New Prairie, with their vaunted defensive attack, make a big stop here to send themselves into semi-state, or will East Chicago tie this game up? What a classic in this regional between East Chicago and New Prairie. If you're East Chicago, I would have to give the ball to Fernandez on the quarterback sneak. You have to give the ball to your 6', 165-pound senior who has been your leader all year long. And right now, East Chicago, 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. They can punch it in and tie the game here in overtime. In the backfield, we have Martavius Carter. No wideout. This is a full, and right now Fernandez gets in, and I don't think he got it. It looked like he is short, and Fernandez was short, and he was denied. I don't know why you didn't go wide, and now 4th down coming up with the season on the line. 4th down coming up. The semi-state is on the line here tonight. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Fernandez, the quarterback. Fernandez, they give the ball to Martavius Carter. He's in! Touchdown, Cardinals! Martavius Carter has tied this game! East Chicago with the touchdown! The game is tied! Now, on the way, Daniel Flores becomes the most important man in East Chicago and New Prairie. If he kicks the extra point, East Chicago will stun New Prairie and hand them their first loss of the season and send them home packing. The snap, the extra point, the snap is down, the kick is up. It is good! It is good! East Chicago has made history! East Chicago is on their way to their first semi-state ever! East Chicago has has handed Newberry their first loss of the season. Down goes the Cougars. Down goes Russ Radke. Stacey Adams and the Chicago Central Cardinals have made history as the Cinderella season continues. The pumpkin has not been, it has not reached midnight as the Cinderella story continues. East Chicago makes their way more to the semi-state in Class 4A semi-state. Russ Radke is stunned. Newberry Zoe has got to go. As Newberry has 12-1, and the Cardinals have won their most important game in history, 38-37. Daniel Flores with the extra point. What a ball game! Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to go on the field and see the award and all the presentation. And we'll come back with our Cardinal post-game show. Man, who feels good to be a Cardinal.
Yeah, guys.
We are joined alongside by the victorious head coach Stacey Adams, who leads East Chicago to a 38-37 win over New Prairie to advance to the semi-state. The first ever in East Chicago history. Coach, you won the sectional. I guess that wasn't enough as you win the regional now and advance to semi-state. What a classic. Give us your thoughts on the most important win in East Chicago Central football history.
Well, I need to check and see if I got some nitro pills first. That was a great football game. Came down to the end. Both teams played hard, and I tell you what, that's a good football team we played today. And, you know, that's a shame that somebody had to lose that ball game, but I'm glad we came out on top.
Let's talk about the big plays from Fernandez and also Traquan Burnett that put you guys ahead 31-28. You know, when Fernandez was able to evade the rush from New Prairie, you know, tell us about what was going through your mind as Burnett tried to get loose.
Well, again, you know, that was just a situation when you had a quarterback trying to keep the play alive to make a good play, and then you had another man downfield making a great play as well. But I truly believe that today's game came down to our offensive line. Offensive line, he deserved a lot of credit. They gave Carlos the protection that he needed to keep him freed up, and he was able to throw the ball around.
Now, Coach, when you guys trailed 21-6 early in the first half, it could have been very easy for you guys to pack it up and say, well, we've made it this far, let's pack it away. But what did you tell your team in order to kind of circle the wagons and maintain your poise?
Well, I didn't really have to tell the team anything. This is a type of team here that with no quit. They believe it all the time that we can win a football game. We could be down 21. We've been down 21 before, and down 14 points before, and they came from behind and win. So we're that type of team, and we got a team with a lot of heart.
Flores made the extra point. He didn't have his way early in the game, missing several extra points. However, he came up big for the game-winning point on the extra point attempt. You know, give us your thoughts, and what did you tell him, or did anyone tell him anything as he attempted the biggest kick of his life?
Well, you know what, Coach Hank, our defense special team coordinator, do a great job getting him prepared and stuff. Daniel normally would make those field goals earlier on and stuff as well. So again, we missed some field goals earlier and extra points earlier as well that we could have put the game away and didn't have to go to overtime. But Daniel came through when he had to. He went from GOAT to hero, and that's what should happen to him because he's a great young man.
We're not even 10 minutes removed, but how sweet is this?
It's a sweet deal. I don't feel it yet, but hopefully I feel it tomorrow morning.
Coach, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you at semi-state.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Hope to see everybody there.
Stacey Adams, the victorious head coach, leading East Chicago to their first semi-state berth in history. East Chicago defeats New Prairie 38-37. Don't move them also. We have an extended postgame show coming your way as we'll talk with the players and several other the coaches here and only on ECTV.
My name is Robert. I'm Montavious' father. Had a great game. I'm proud of my son. He scored the last two touchdowns of the game, and he did a great job. I'm so proud of him. Keep the good work up, son.
We are with Traquan Burnett. You saw him score 2 touchdowns first, the first of which was 64 yards, the equalizer that put East Chicago on top 31-28 as East Chicago advances to the semi-state, downing New Prairie 38-37 in overtime. Traquan, congratulations on the win. My goodness, what a game, what a play. Let's talk about the play that will forever stand the test of time in East Chicago Central football history. Carlos Fernandez, your quarterback, avoids the defensive line and the pressure from New Prairie, and then you get open, you catch the ball, you turn on the afterburners, and take it for 6. Tell us about that play and detail it.
Well, I noticed Carlos didn't give up, and he didn't go to the ground yet, so I'm like, man, I got to get open, I got to get open. So finally, I faked my man inside out, and then I just went outside, and he seen me, and then I just turned the wheels on.
Well, your ability to keep plays alive, both everybody, from Fernandez to everybody that we see, the wide receivers, nobody stops moving. You guys are always consistently moving and trying to find that open space. You know, tell us about what Stacey Adams and your entire team is working on a consistent basis in order to not remain complacent on the offensive side of the ball.
Wait, repeat that again?
No, your ability to keep plays alive. Everybody keeps plays alive. No one stays still at any point during the play.
Well, we gotta do our assignments. It all come down to practice. Coach said go hard, and that's what we gotta do to be successful. So yeah, you know, and when we all come together as a team, we got great chemistry, great chemistry when we all come together as a team. So.
Down 21-6. You guys faced double-digit deficits on 2 occasions in this game, 21-6, and then in the fourth quarter, 28-18. What was the mood like in the locker room and on the sidelines?
And okay. I thought to myself, we all came together as one, and we all thought about the wrong things we did and the right things we did, and we just all put it down on the table, like, keep it up, don't give up, this is not over yet, to the fourth quarter end, and we believed in ourselves.
Being able to hand New Prairie, the 3rd-ranked team in Class 4A, their first loss and send them home packing, how sweet was this?
It feels good to be the undefeated team. Nobody thought we would do it. We thought we could do it, but it all come down to heart and hard work, man.
This has been a Cinderella-like season. You know, can you give us a synopsis on this entire season as a whole? You guys could have easily packed it away and said, listen, we're down 21-6, we won the sectional, we can go home. But you guys continued to fight and fight until the very end where you got the victory.
We didn't put in too much hard work, blood, sweat, and tears all summer long, all year long. It wasn't no time to turn back yet, not just yet. We got one goal, and that's state bound. State bound.
What was the response like from the fans? Obviously, getting the victory and winning the first regional in East Chicago history was special, but being able to do it in front of your home fans, I'm sure, was something special as well.
It's to look in the crowd and see everybody some of the people that didn't think we would do it, and to see them in the crowd and to support us, it felt great. It just brought tears to my eyes. Like, man, we did it.
One thing that we see is the chemistry and the camaraderie. All you guys seem like brothers on this team. From the time you guys walked out on the field till the time you guys were coming back into the locker room celebrating the victory. But everybody seems to have each other's backs. In talking with Daniel Flores, who missed a couple extra points, he told me, he said, in quote, that everybody had my back. Everyone was cheering me on and no one got down on me. This seems like a total team and family atmosphere.
We all own each other back, even when we wrong, because that's how you learn from our mistakes. And when it come down to game, we try not to do it as much, so we would break each other down. We stay positive. That's all we do.
Let's look ahead towards next week. Clearly, this victory hasn't sunk in, but look ahead towards next Friday, the semi-state in Fort Wayne.
Repeat that again.
Let's look ahead. Tell us about what you're looking forward to as you guys play in the semi-state down in Fort Wayne, continuing this remarkable journey.
Well, our expectation is to win, but they said I can't even speak right now, but just to win, just to play hard, man.
Take care of business.
Yeah, take care of business.
Has it sunk in yet that you guys are 1 win away from the state championship game?
Yeah, it sunk in. The moment that buzzer rang, like it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
More business to handle.
Yeah.
Traquan, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. What plays, and we look forward to seeing more plays next week.
All right, thank you.
Traquan Burnett, the outstanding and dynamic wide receiver. East Chicago beats New Prairie 38-37 in overtime. We continue with our Cardinal postgame show right after this. We are with the victorious kicker who kicked the extra point and kicked East Chicago into the semi-state, Daniel Flores. Daniel, thank you so much. Congratulations. 38-37. Never has 1 point ever mattered so much than the kick that you just made. Give us your thoughts. How sweet is it?
Well, it's pretty sweet, though. Like, the first moment, I just saw the ball, and then the score. They were like, oh, you have to kick. I was like, no, like, all the pressure's on me. But then I just took a breath rip, so I just kicked the ball, you know.
Now, you missed a couple of extra points earlier in the game. What changed from those kicks compared to the kick that you made in overtime when your kick lifted East Chicago to the semi-state?
First, my ties, they were like really tight, so I just took them off. And then I just get focused, so like, I don't miss. Did your teammates, did your coaches tell you anything before you were going to step onto the field? Everybody was like, oh, you have to kill, like, this is the winning point, was, I don't know. I just get focused and do my job.
When you stepped onto the field, did you feel any nerves, or what was going through your mind when you stepped onto the field?
Well, I was just thinking, kick the ball, that's it. Kick the ball, me and the ball, that's it.
Tell us about how special this moment is, not only for you, but for the entire team, because now East Chicago, you guys continue your Cinderella-like story. Never has this been done where East Chicago football has made it to semi-state.
Well, this is like the best moment ever because these guys are my family, and then we going to state.
We love you, Daniel.
We're going to state.
Daniel, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you guys at semi-state. And my goodness, what a kick and what an extra point. Congrats. Enjoy it.
Thank you, sir.
Daniel Flores, we'll come back with more of the Cardinal postgame show. Let's grab some other guys who's in here. We are with Keon Brown. Congratulations on the victory, a leader on the defensive side. Yeah. Keon, what a victory. You were a catalyst on the defensive side of the ball. When you guys trailed 21-6, you guys didn't unravel it, showing a lot of poise and really didn't get frazzled whatsoever. What happened?
Well, we just stuck together. I mean, we come in as one unit. There's no individuals on this team. Everybody is one. We all a team. We Cardinals, baby.
What changed in between from the first half, and also discuss the turnovers that took place in the fourth quarter? You guys were down by 10, 28-18, and then you forced 2 turnovers.
Well, we used to stuff like that. We always know how to get it going. We always know how to get it going, do the right thing. Stick together is the main thing. If we all come as one, anything is possible.
It could have been very easy for you guys to kind of pack up and say, well, we made it this far in the tournament when being down 21-6, but that didn't happen whatsoever. Tell us about the determination of this team and what Stacey Adams, your head coach, is trying to tell you guys on a consistent basis.
Well, everybody is doubting us, so what we're doing is we trying to prove everybody wrong, and that's what we're doing. We proved that tonight. They had us losing, but we bringing it home tonight.
How sweet is it to be able to hand New Prairie? They're ranked number 3 in the state. They're 12-0. Well, guess what? Now that O has got to go. They're now 12-1. As you guys continue and move on to the semi-state, how sweet is that to be able to beat the number 3 ranked team in Class 4A?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. We the best team. We the best team out there. So it's an honor. But this is not it. We gotta beat semi-state, get it state, and get some rings. That's our plan.
So more business in 4A next week.
Yes, sir.
Keon, thanks so much for your time. Let's give it up to the leader of the defense as we are joined alongside now by Martavius Carter. And boy, you saw him jump into the end zone on 4th down in the overtime. Let's talk about that, Martavius. 4th down. The game, the season is on the line. The coach calls your number. What was going through your mind?
I mean, what was going through my mind is that I knew I was a big part of the team, so I knew it was going to come down. If it was clutch moments, it was going to come down to number 2. So I knew he was going to call me. When it came down to it, as I was in the backfield, I was thinking, like, I got to get in the end zone, I believed in my line. They got us a good push, 56-51. The rest of the offensive line got us a good push. I seen the hole. All I did was turn my speed up, and I burst through it.
Now, you made a big play, obviously, in overtime with the touchdown, but also, not to bring back bad memories, but there was a pass that you dropped in the end zone, but you still kept playing through it and making big plays throughout the course of the game. You know, tell us about your ability to put those things as a distant memory.
I mean, I made a mistake. You know, I missed the ball. It was a great ball by Carlos Fernandez. I told him it was my bad. I should have grabbed that, but I put that behind me. I told him we got more time and more plays to make. You know, it was just a mental thing. We just stayed together as a team, and we did what we had to do.
Even in the fourth quarter, when you guys were down 28-18, this team did not unravel whatsoever. 2 fumbles that you guys were able to cause. Tell us about the determination on both sides of the ball, but specifically defensively, because you guys needed to make big defensive stands, which you did.
I mean, the defense, we knew what we had to do. We knew we was a great D. They was a great team. We just had to put things together. I mean, I came down on the pull, and I moved him out the way, and I smacked the ball out of his hand. He fumbled. And I knew after that it was over with. Defense was going to win the momentum.
How important is this victory for you guys? I mean, since day one, when you guys started in the weight room preparing for this moment, you guys always believed that you can make it here. Coming into tonight's game, you guys were the underdog to New Prairie. As we've discussed time and time again, they were ranked number 3 in the state, 12-0, and they were blowing people out. But you guys always believed that you could compete and get the victory.
We knew before the game came on Monday. We was like, we got New Prairie. We knew they was a great team. They was 12-0. But all the mindset was like, oh no, we ending that. So we came down to it. All the hard work went through. We beat them. I mean, it's a great feeling that we beat an undefeated team that everybody doubted us. And the score prediction, they said New Prairie was gonna win, but they didn't. We came out on top. We just had things to prove.
Now, Martavius, clearly beating New Prairie is special and winning the regional, but even more so, being able to win it here at home in front of your fans. What does that mean?
It's a great feeling. We had it at home. We never lose in the birdcage. That's the mindset to us. We can't lose in the birdcage. That was a great game. We knew what we had to do. We had to fight. We went to war with the 40 guys we got, and we came out with the victory.
Martavius, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you guys next week at Semi-State.
Thank you.
Martavius Carter, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to Carlos Fernandez if he's around here. Let's talk with the quarterback, Carlos Fernandez. My goodness, you want to talk. He's not running away from me, thank goodness, because he would get past from me real quick. Carlos Fernandez with a big pass late in the fourth quarter to evade the defensive pressure from New Prairie and find Traquan Burnett on the touchdown pass. Carlos, time and time again, you guys came up big. Tell us about this victory.
This victory means everything to us, to everybody, to our city, to everybody that lives out here. I mean, it's just, words can't even explain it. It's just an amazing feeling.
Specifically on that play when you found Traquan on the go-ahead touchdown that propelled you guys to lead the contest 31-8. You know, what exactly happened and kind of detail what happened?
It's just I knew I had to keep my head up. I knew the team needed me, and then we needed a big play. And Traquan was calling my name. He was calling my name, and I looked up and I seen him, deliver him the ball. He did what he did afterwards.
When you guys trailed by 15, you guys didn't unravel whatsoever. You guys really maintained your poise and continued to fight. You know, what were the coaches saying? And tell us about what the mindset was when you guys were down 21-6, a big deficit to New Prairie.
Well, the mindset for me and for the rest of the team was we can't break down as a team. If we break down as a team, we lose the game. The team, as a team, we stood together, and that's exactly what happened. We got together, we played as a team, and we came out with the victory.
Finally, the chemistry that you have with your receivers, Traquan Burnett, also Martavius Carter. A lot of guys made a lot of big plays tonight in receptions. You're able to find them, and the offense kind of adjusted from big play to short intermediate passes. You know, tell us about the chemistry that is involved in this entire team, specifically the offensive line, which came up big tonight.
Well, starting with the offensive line knows they had to give me at least 2 seconds in the pocket, and I can do something with the ball. And my receivers, they understand me. They know what I'm looking for. As long as they run their routes the right way, they know that I'm going to give them the ball if they're open.
Let's look ahead towards next week.
Excuse me?
Let's look ahead towards next week in the semi-state.
Next week, I can't wait for that game. But first, we got to start off at practice. Monday comes, we got to get out here and start practicing and practice hard.
Finally, how much does this win mean for you?
This win means everything to me. I mean, I can't even explain. Words can't explain how it feels. It's an amazing feeling.
Carlos, congratulations. Get in there, enjoy with your teammates. We look forward to seeing you in the very near future. Carlos Fernandez, the victorious starting quarterback who helps to lead East Chicago to a victory over New Prairie, 38-37 in overtime. We'll come back with more post-game interviews. Traquan Burnett hopefully on the way as we resume. 38-37, East Chicago has won the regional for the first time in history. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close out, East Chicago makes history as they defeat New Prairie, handing New Prairie their first loss of the season, sending home the number 3 ranked team in Class 4A, 38-37 in overtime. Daniel Flores kicked the extra point to propel East Chicago to the victory. That was set up by Travis Carter, who punched it in a 1-yard touchdown run for the senior running back in overtime. What an instant classic. East Chicago was down by double digits on 2 occasions, 21-6 early in the first half, and also 28-18. But this team, led under their head coach, Stacy Adams, in his 4th year here at East Chicago Central, did not waver. They continued to fight. They tied the game. They took the lead late in the 4th quarter with Carlos Fernandez's pass to Traquan Burnett, a 64-yard touchdown strike. Then New Prairie would subsequently tie the game with the field goal. They would come back and score in the overtime, but missed the extra point. East Chicago then drove 10 yards to punch it in. Martavius Carter with the touchdown then, as I mentioned, Daniel Flores with the extra point. What a knockdown, drag-out battle. What an atmosphere. What a game. What perseverance from the East Chicago Central Cardinals. Never before this year had East Chicago won a sectional title, and never had they won a regional. Well, there is more business to attend to as East Chicago has won both the sectional and also regional now in football. This team will forever be remembered, and this game will always go down as an instant classic. The final score, East Chicago 38, New Prairie 37. East Chicago moves on to the semi-state to play down in Fort Wayne. Before we get out of here, I want to thank the entire staff that helped to make this broadcast happen. We want to thank the athletic director here at East Chicago Central, Trino Cavazos. I want to thank my cameraman, Steve Seguro, Miguel Cisneros, Latanya Hicks doing a marvelous job. Also, Latanya did a great job reporting. I also want to send a special thank you out to our statisticians who helped me with prep and research tonight. I want to thank Jay Novak, the former East Chicago assistant and current Clark head football coach, and also David Borg, who's doing a marvelous job, soon to be a tremendous journalist in his own right. On behalf of the entire staff, I'm Ray Flores. The final score, East Chicago 38, New Prairie 37. New Prairie's going home. They are now 12-1. East Chicago improves to 11-2 as they will play in the semi-state. I'm Ray Flores. Man, am I proud to be a Cardinal, and you all should be proud to be here in East Chicago because this football team is something special. Get behind them. East Chicago 38, New Prairie 37. The Cardinals are the regional champs. Good night, everybody.